Steel Toe Morning Show.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Steel Toe Evening Show. I'm Aaron, that's April.
Howdy.
Boy, what a difference 24 hours makes, huh?
Whew.
I told you I'm out of my mind. I told you I have mental problems.
Right.
I told you. People don't believe me. I sit here and I go for people go, oh, what? No, he's melting down because he thinks it's all over. No, this is a 17-year meltdown.
And it always works.
It always works out. And then I get the mental illness where I go, well, because it worked, I have to keep doing that.
Of course.
So welcome to the show. If you didn't know, if you weren't aware, we have tonight's show is free for you guys. It's just there's no goal. There's nothing. This morning there was no goal. There was nothing.
Thank you, guys.
Also, I have to report, as of yesterday, we were at 577 for members, and I know this morning Deadfool put in 20, and I know a couple other people became members and a couple other people gifted. So depending on what the expiration is tomorrow, which it shouldn't be too bad, we may be back over 600 today. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. You know what else I did this morning?
What'd you do?
I put the streams, not the chats, but the streams off to the left monitor here and minimized them in a window, and I didn't look at them all morning.
Oh.
And guess what?
What?
Whether I look or not, YouTube was exactly the same as it always is, peeking out in the 400s somewhere.
Okay.
And Rumble was peeking out in this 300s somewhere. So just like always.
I told you.
And what was the outcome? What kind of show did we get this morning?
I would say today's morning show is probably the best show out of all of them in a long time.
Pretty goddamn good. So
good.
I think what I have to do is stop looking at that shit and just do a show.
Would be nice because, like, as a listener too, when I'm not on here, it's not fun to hear you talk about the numbers and how you don't like where the numbers are at.
Of course not. Or if I do like where the numbers are at, that's probably no fun to hear either. Like, who gives a shit? I don't care.
Especially as somebody who works here and I'm listening, it causes me to do one of these. Like, oh,
yeah. So at
I'm
any
here
rate,
for a good time.
And MSO, don't worry. I see you in the chat. You're bummed out today. Don't worry. We've got tomorrow morning's show. There's not going to be a goal tomorrow night. We're really low on VIP orders.
Like ultra.
So we're gonna have to. How ultra are we talking? Like doing 2 evening shows next week of VIP giveaways? Probably.
Why not?
Okay, sure. So we're not. We're gonna give you guys a little goal break next week as far as the evening show goes. But MSO, don't worry. You still got 3 more shows with goals in them the rest of the week, so we can still fuck that up. To note, though, we are $25 into tomorrow. So if you guys, anything you guys contribute tonight, that's already going into tomorrow. So, and now people are already super chatting and rumble ranting and shit like that. So
yep.
I don't want you guys to break. I'm of 2 minds here. I don't want to break MSO's heart for tomorrow, but the listeners might want to. But I also don't want. I'd like a nice cushion for tomorrow. I like it. The shows are better.
I like a nice donut pillow for my goals.
If the goal is my anus, I want a nice pillow for it. A little cushion for my butthole.
Memory foam. Preferred.
Memory foam preferable.
Or gel.
So, welcome to tonight's show. Look, if you want to become a member, if you want to gift members, you want to throw a little gratis in there, I'm not going to stop you from doing it. But no goal tonight. Overtime, you got it. It's already bought and paid for. Thank you guys very much. And 35 now into tomorrow. I should probably keep track of that. Thank you, everybody. All right, let's start in the chat, shall we? Let's catch up with you guys, and then plenty to talk about, including the Russell Brand news today. Look, when it comes to this, I guess they call this culture war type stuff. I think that's kind of a gay name for it. I think it's more just shit happens, and we talk about the shit that's happening, but everyone needs a marketable term for it.
Yes.
To
spread it around.
This Russell Brand thing, everybody gets into whether they support someone or don't support someone ideologically, and then they forget whether or not what's happening to them is right or wrong. And you can believe that Russell Brand is guilty of what he's being accused of. I mean, certainly the guy up until like 2 years ago was a mess.
Yeah, but then I thought he cleaned it up.
He did, but these accusations are coming from anywhere from 10 to 15 years ago.
Okay.
So the guy was a mess. You can believe the accusations against him. However, the question I want to ask is, should you be able to take stuff away from a guy just on a he said, she said, just on the accusation?
No, shouldn't it be proven?
That's the opinion I have, is whether
I agree.
I don't care how you feel about tax rates. I don't care how you feel about Trump or Joe Biden. I don't think people should have money taken out of their pocket until, look, I'm not saying proven guilty in a court of law. You don't have to go to that level, but I need something a little more than, oh, this woman from 15 years ago said he did this shit.
I need something tangible.
Think of it this way. Would you think it's fair if it happened to you?
Nope.
And go by that standard.
Absolutely not.
If you don't know by now, Russell Wilson's... there I go again. Russell Brand.
Leave Russell Wilson alone.
Russell Wilson is fine. He's not...
top-notch dude.
He is not raping anybody, as far as I know. That's allegedly. Russell Wilson has never raped. Again, allegedly. I don't know. But Russell Brand allegedly has. And they demonetized his YouTube. So he can't make any money on YouTube. Now, I think his bigger audience is on Rumble anyway, if I'm not mistaken. He's like one of the biggest cats on Rumble.
He's a big dude.
I listened to Kevin Brennan for a little bit today because Stevie Lou and Derek from the Backyard Boys was on.
Shit. Okay.
And he gave us a nice little shout out. Said, yeah, I listened to Steel Toe in the morning, which is smart. God bless the Backyard Boys. The Backyard Boys.
I thought Kevin did. I'm like, whoa.
He listens once in a while. He'll reference us on the show every now and again. Steel Toe does too many shows. Why can't I do 6 or 7 shows a week? Steel Toe does a bunch of them.
Can you imagine yelling that many times?
I can't. But they were talking about Rumble today, and they were like, I think those numbers are fake. And then they said that, and then right after that, they go, yeah, those numbers are inflated. And then they go, yeah, when I'm on there, I get like no viewers, though. So I'm like, well, which one is it? Are they fake, or are you not getting viewers? It can't be both.
His non-viewers are inflated.
Yeah. And then they settled on, well, if you're a big name, they inflate your numbers. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Look, man, what I know about publicly traded companies and what I know about like advertising, Rumble generates revenue based on ad sales. And if your client, if they are faking numbers, they're playing a dangerous game because if they are doing it, I can't prove they aren't, but I don't think they are. If they're doing that and their advertisers find out, that's going to put their whole company out of business.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't do that.
You need to make sure your ads are reaching people.
Right. Otherwise, if the advertisers find out they aren't, you're fucked. So that's why YouTube clamps down so hard on bot viewers. They haven't cleaned it up. I mean, they're trying really hard, but it's rampant everywhere. But with Rumble, they're also a publicly traded company. So I have a hard time believing that you can fake that stuff and still stay on the straight and narrow.
I don't think you can. And we've had one of the higher-ups tell us that's not true.
Right. We've talked to them personally. And I get that.
Of course, they're going to be the one to say it's not true. I understand.
But now Russell Brand, I almost did it again, he's demonetized on YouTube, and he's demonetized on YouTube based on a woman said he did things. Look, again, she may be telling the truth. This may all come out that Russell Brand is guilty of all these things, and he may have to pay a price for that. I'm just saying that once it's just an accusation, you have to just stay out of it if you're like a YouTube or something like that. Setting the precedent that it's okay to take away someone's money just because someone said they did something bad. If you want to continue down that slope, nobody can have a monetized YouTube channel. And also, if you want to take a guy down, all you got to do is lie about him.
Right.
Make an accusation, and boom, you got him. So
I agree.
I don't know, man. This Russell Brand thing, I don't like it. But I know a lot of people do like it, and that's the problem. And the other problem I have with where we're going is that if it was reversed and someone who thought the opposite of what Russell Brand thinks was going through the same thing, the people who support him now would want that person canceled, and the people who would want Russell Brand canceled would want that person to be protected.
Yeah.
So that's the ultimate problem I think we have.
Humans are so vindictive.
we're big pieces of shit. That's
that's
why the aliens won't come here.
Well,
they don't like us.
Mexico says otherwise. But,
yeah.
You
know, Mexico did an autopsy on those aliens.
Did they? And what'd they find? Dust?
They're totally real. Their autopsy, the Mexican autopsy, found that these mummies or whatever have not been trifled with in any way.
I like the word trifled.
Yeah, they haven't been touched or manipulated.
They haven't been tampered with.
That's what they say. That's what the Mexicans say. And you can take that.
See, I picture the insides looking like spray foam.
Yeah.
Like insulation.
Like fiberglass in there. I think so too, but they say, look.
Okay.
Mexico investigated themselves, just like China did with COVID, and we all know how that worked out. It was pangolins.
Yeah. Can we have somebody else look at these things?
China investigated themselves and reported back to the World Health Organization that we didn't leak this. And then the World Health Organization went, well, it's not like they'd lie. And they said that was good.
You could probably drop one of those alien corpses off at a Menards around here, and they get confused thinking it was a Halloween decoration.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks pretty.
I just want to go on record. I want to go on record as saying Mexican Alien Corpse is one of my favorite rock bands of all time. I love them.
I actually want to go see them.
I think they're great.
Would you go with me?
I think they're playing the Armory.
I love the Armory. Yeah. Thank Christ.
Gray Duckling with $5 says, "Duck you, take my money." Well, quack, quack, sir. Rupert with $4.99 says, "You probably have one of the best listener to member ratios on YouTube, though. Just a thought." Oh, I know. That's why I promote it so much. I want it to stay awesome. 600 is great, guys. Thank you.
We do have mostly males.
I like members. You
didn't get my joke.
I know. I'm feeding into it. I'm a big fan of members, and I just want more members. The bigger the members we have, the longer we go, and the happier I am with those members.
It does make sense that we'd have a very tight listener to member ratio.
Yes. So 93-7, I believe, is what it is.
Yes.
Zen Rhino says he was with Katy Perry, and she's part of the Illuminati, so he's up to some freaky shit.
Yeah, but I'm always very hesitant to just believe everything when it's a celebrity too. But like he is an oddball, and to me, he's probably dated some nutcases before who might say something like that.
But the problem with that is on the other side of that, he's a nutcase.
I know,
and he still is, by the way.
Nutcases do flock.
People think that because I defend people, I am a big fan of theirs. I don't find Russell Wilson that entertaining. I've always found him to be very too energetic. He talks too fast. I can barely understand him. And he's a little crazy still. I actually think the most entertaining he's been is those news clips that we've watched on the show with him before where he was a guest on some news stations and stuff. Yeah. Do you remember those? Yeah. Those are actually pretty fun. Pretty funny, but he's also nuts. You can tell in those clips even that he's nuts. Right. Zen Rhino says, Coltrane, the phrase is, "I couldn't care less." Is Zen Rhino policing people's speech? God damn, Zen Rhino's in there busting balls already today. Bug, by the way, I think Bug is a newer fan of the show. I think it's great that they're getting involved in doing bits. I think that's awesome. Russell Wilson count is at 1 officially for tonight. There we go. It's almost a 2. Officially at 1. Yeah, I almost got to 2. It was that close. If you check the third base umpire, they'd go, he's good. Almost went. Lemmy putting up the Backyard Boys YouTube link. Click that and follow those guys. MSO. Oh, I lost my chat. Son of a bitch. I lost track of where I am, and I wanted to talk to you boys and girls for a little bit. MSO says, I was in the chat during MLC giving Stevie Lou a hard time. Well, that's great, MSO. So that means you're a member on MLC because they do a members-only chat, but not here. That hurts my feelings. That is rude. That really hurts my feelings.
How does an MSO have a gifted sub at least?
He probably doesn't have them turned on.
I was going to say he's here every show.
Mick Marshall pointing out R. Kelly is still monetized on YouTube.
Ooh. Yee.
How much is R. Kelly making on YouTube?
You know, part of me hopes a lot.
I really want to go to what's that
website
called? Social Blade. Social Blade R. Kelly YouTube. I want to see how much money he's making. Top YouTube stats for R. Kelly summary profile. I have to see this.
I want it to be absurd.
525,000 subscribers. How many views in the last 30? Video views the last 30 days, 21 million. Estimated monthly earnings between $5.3 and $84,000. Estimated yearly earnings, $63.2 thousand to $1 million on YouTube.
Still.
This is insane. Yeah, look at these
I was
view
kind of
counts.
hoping it'd be ridiculous because, like, if I'm gonna hear that he's still monetized, I hope he's rolling in it.
Are they buying?
piss.
Are they buying subs though? Like, look at this. Every other day, 1K, 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 1K.
I have no idea.
And then Saturday and Sunday, 1K. That's suspect to me.
You're suspect to me.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like they're buying subs. That's just a pattern that you look at. Like, you can't accuse us of buying subs because ours goes like 10, 0, 10, 0, 10.
Maybe you're buying 10 every day.
I'm buying 10. Yeah, I don't
loser.
I don't believe in go big or go home. I just
You're doing that smart thing where it's like
Above suspicion.
if I've got to launder my subscriptions, I've got to do it in bits and pieces.
right, just a little bit at a time. Zen Rhino says it's a salute. It's like you're putting your hand up to your head to salute. Oh, I'm way behind. Way behind in the chat. Taste Fairy says the CEO of Rumble donated like $2,000 to ROTC yesterday. I saw that. His name's Chris, right?
I don't know.
Chris put in like $500 4 or 5 times during ROTC's show yesterday.
Shit.
And all I could think was, please let Chris be awake in the morning for a Rumble Friday.
Yeah, what?
Because he'd see between 800 and 1,200 people in there at a time. He's like, this is nothing to sneeze at. Let's throw these guys a little $2,000.
Yeah, get the word out to your boy Chris for Friday.
Holla at your boy, Chris. If you got 2,500 still kicking around, Steel Toe's available.
Help out.
Taste Fairy, I'm sorry, I just left off on that one. Sam with $5 says, April, you are looking absolutely stunning in that yellow tank top. It complements your hair and eyes beautifully. Heil April.
Heil
There you
Sam.
go.
Thank you.
Lemmy says, oh, thank God, D. Gulag, we can start now. Oh, he said, everyone calm down, I'm here.
I like it when people say that.
You know, when we get up to 600 members, I'm just going to say this, guys, the ones who aren't really stick out like a sore thumb.
It's true. Do you ever notice, like...
I'm fucking with you guys, though.
Oh, I miss people sometimes.
I get it.
I miss Kevin Smith.
He popped in a little while ago.
I know, but it was a while ago.
Dropped a bunch of money on your boy and then left for a while.
I know.
That was really nice.
I do miss him, though.
All right, continuing on here, just catching up with the chat. April's Pink Puffies with $2 says, not to honk our own horn, but we look hot in yellow.
I think that's the consensus. I feel like I should have more yellow in my wardrobe.
Crunchy Cynicism says, Lemmy, can I pretty please have the Cash App? The message never opens all the way for me. Well, here you go. What's the Cash App? It's just my name. There you go.
What's your name?
There's the Cash App, Crunchy Cynicism. $, Aaron Imholt. Are you writing down that I need to get the business one started?
No, but I can. Here.
I definitely need to
no.
get that. I keep meaning to do that.
I do big notes for you.
I keep
Business
forgetting.
Cash App?
Business Cash App, yeah. Because then they don't have to bother with tax shit. Semper Reloaded says, hear me out. Russell Brand goes to a theater with Lauren Boebert. I like that.
It would be handsy and probably kind of
He could grab her tits and touch her pussy, and she could squeeze on his dick, and everybody would be happy. They'd probably fuck in those chairs. They said I said Russell Wilson again. God
Did you really?
damn it, we're up to 2.
Leave him alone.
I am really sorry, guys.
He's gonna sue us for you saying he's done things.
They've just, Hugh Knowit says you did hit 2 just now. Shit. Bug says official Russell Wilson count. Yeah, it doesn't count when you guys say it. Bug has the official Russell Wilson count, 2 and an almost. So that's like 2.5. Cousin It says I'm here, but embarrassed about it, so I don't comment. All right, well, thank you, Cousin It. I get it. You ain't getting my money says do Steel Toe now. That's what we're doing, pal. MSO correcting me says MLC was not members only today, and I have a steel-toed membership under another name. Oh, well then I apologize.
I'm so confused. How do you people have time for multiple personalities?
I'm very sorry, MSO. I owe you a debt of gratitude.
I bet you do.
Freaky Deaky with $4.99 says April in yellow makes me a happy fellow, but Aaron in red makes me jizz in bed. Looking good, you two. Thank you, buddy. That was really nice. You guys are now 40 into tomorrow. Thank you very much. Matthew says that Chris is watching Daywave when we're on. Oh, son of a bitch.
Shoot. You and I look like condiments tonight.
We do. We're ketchup and mustard.
Which is the better one, by the way. Mustard all day.
All right. Well, look, if that's
Ketchup's for babies.
If that's a win you need, then I will let you have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Somebody said they have the ketchup and mustard thing going on.
Tim Brouillard with $1.99 says, I'm here too, LOL. Look at these needy so-and-sos.
They all want to be noticed.
NF Cap says, being so noticed for not being a member is part of why I don't have a membership. Just kidding. I never switched my account from creator to personal. What do you do? Thank you, guys. Those of you who are members, thank you very, very much. All right, we're going to have to thank Crunchy Cynicism, it sounds like, in a little bit, as soon as I get the old notification. There we go. $45 from
Shit.
Crunchy Cynicism says, for dues and April looking foine.
Wow.
As she says.
Thank you.
And
You know what? My one note for tonight so far, more yellow.
More yellow. People are really
Find some
enjoying
nice
the
yellow.
All right, so 85 ahead for tomorrow. Thank you guys for your generosity.
Thank you. And happy birthday, Sandy. She's been around for a long time, and it is her birthday today.
Okay. Greasy N-word with $2 says Russell Brand licked my furry walls. See, now that's an accusation.
That's gross.
We cannot confirm that in
Why?
any way, shape, or form.
Why are the walls furry?
Thank you to Balls Deep for a gifted membership to Jay Hasty. Thank you guys very, very much. Okay, we're all caught up.
you.
Happy birthday, Sandy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sandy. Happy birthday to you.
Do you want to squeal at her for old time's sake?
Suey! Here, piggy, 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 piggy. Suey!
You're an embarrassment.
Those of you who don't know what I just did there were never part of the old radio show.
No, that day I was cringing hard.
Sandy was
Actually.
being a complete dick in our Twitch chat during the radio show. And we were trying to get into some bit, or we were trying to do some damn thing. And I kept reading Sandy's stuff, and she kept arguing with me and this and that. So I just let loose and called her a pig and started doing...
She's not even fat.
I started doing pig calls, and I started snorting and, here, piggy, 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 and suey.
It was embarrassing, dude.
It was a long rant, and I turned bright. I turned Kevin Brennan red.
Like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think anyone listening felt so mortified for Sandy, and she is still here, so I think hats off to her.
It was one of my favorite moments in Steel Toe history, no offense.
Honestly, unforgettable.
I'm sorry. I really enjoyed it. Lemmy gifting a membership to Mile High High. Thank you. Fill Some Holes renewing his membership, says Go Mustard. And Mackin Sleeves renewing his membership. Thank you very much to Mackin Sleeves.
I like a mac and sleeves.
Crunchy Cynicism says, you were so mean, though, laughing my ass off. Women have thoughts, too, even if they're stupid. I know, and I usually call them stupid.
I don't think he saw Sandy as a person that day. It was more just a swine.
I really did just see her as the enemy. Balls Deep says, it was the hardest you've gone on a chatter since Dave. Sandy is a trooper.
She is. She goes to all the shows. She says hello. She hangs out. She's here. I can't believe it.
Lemmy says, Sandy is a good parson. Are you ready to forgive Jake and allow him back into the fold or no?
Not me. No.
Jake still tags me and stuff. He loves me again. And
I don't think Jake deserves me after what he's done.
I think he still loves you too, but it doesn't
a one-way
seem like
street.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's
That's okay.
reciprocated.
I hope he is well.
Dario Delfino says, turning Kevin Brennan red is a symptom of high blood pressure and a stroke waiting to happen.
Yeah, did you smell burnt toast too?
Luckily, no, I wasn't at that level.
That was so embarrassing, though.
For who?
For everybody, I think, involved.
I felt
my own face was bright red.
I felt no shame in that moment. Sandy says it was fantastic. He was on his knees hitting the chair. I was pretty animated.
Yeah, you were. It was wild.
I was pretty goddamn animated. All right, kids. Let's get down to business, shall we? Do you remember that story we did yesterday, about the band director who got tased because the cops told him to stop the band from performing after the football? There was a high school football game.
Yeah.
The band was playing. The cops wanted to get everyone out in an orderly fashion. So they told the guy, stop the band from playing. I don't know what the band playing has to do with people getting out of a high school football game, in an orderly fashion, but
the sound can cover up a crime happening.
I guess so. So then the cops go and say, shut it down. He says no. And it escalates into him getting fucking tased. And now we have the body cam footage.
Oh, thank Christ.
Oh, we're going to watch the body cam footage.
I was a band kid. This is going to be interesting to me.
The band director tried to stand up to the police. It didn't go the way that I would say he wanted it to. A couple of thank yous before we get into that. Steel Toe Out of Context becoming a member for a third month.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Ran Out of Thoughts gifting a membership to Snoopy Dog. Keep those coming,
nice.
guys. Appreciate that. You're $90 into tomorrow already. You guys are bananas. Thank you. All right, so here we go. This is the Houston Police Department. Do you just want to skip the sheriff or the captain or whatever talking beforehand?
I don't care.
Get right to the good stuff?
Sure.
Here we go. Uh-oh, is there no... Oh, there's a 30-second audio delay on Axon body cameras. Well, I need to be asking you a question then. Why don't you get better body cameras? 30-second audio delay. So come on, you gotta... Okay. All right, so you've got the band playing. Okay, I will say this.
That's a big band.
I definitely understand, due to the demographics of the school, why the police are at the football game and maybe why they're a little nervous about everyone getting out of there.
I made that assumption as soon as you said they wanted to escort people out of the game.
Oh, you immediately assumed inner city, as they say?
Inner city.
Okay.
That's the word we're going to go with.
Inner city.
2 words.
What underprivileged.
Disenfranchised.
The other liberal words they have to belittle black people without saying black. I love that Democrats always go, you shouldn't say black. Well, what should we say? Disenfranchised, unprivileged. And you're like, that's way meaner than just saying black. Like, you're basically saying poor, disgusting trash people. No, just say black. It's fine to say black. Like, if there was another word for them that was more complimentary than black, like if you had exceptional people, but you can't call them that because that's what they call retarded people.
Onyx,
ebony.
That sounds sexy.
Yeah, the bull. Things like that.
Sorry, what?
If there were if black was bad and there was some better word, then I could see them saying, don't say black. But progressives are like, hey, don't call them black people. You're like, what should I call them? People living in the inner city who are underprivileged and disenfranchised. I'm like, that makes them sound like mole people who are about to kill themselves. Like,
don't they literally call themselves black people?
Yes.
Black Lives Matter.
United,
I don't know what else to come up with.
United Negro College Fund. National Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
Wow, every word you bring up actually sounds harsher than black.
Okay, well, my point is, these people, the blacks, are playing in a marching band, are playing in the band at a football game. The football game's over, and the cops want them to shut her down.
Not who I expected in the band.
Of course. It's time to go. Their band is way different than our band. Our band isn't like, hey, like fucking getting after it.
They're pop locking and dropping.
Yeah, they're pop locking and dropping and like just fucking sitting there. Boom.
Well,
boom, 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 boom. White bands like bam, bam, bam,
right. Really tight, concise movements. I didn't expect the band to be black.
This looks like the whole school's black.
I kind of figured but just The band would be the consolidation of the white kids.
Oh no, this is like Grambling High School. This is like an all-black high school as far as I can see.
Well,
yes.
I was gonna say, as a band student, like I understand, like the band guy, the teacher wants his students to keep going and stuff, like as the thing ends, because it's good practice for them and all
Sure.
that. I don't see why you need to escort a band out. It looks like everyone else is gone.
Everyone else is having a good time. Like, just leave them alone. This will all dissipate.
Right.
And everyone can go home.
They're band kids. How dangerous are they?
However,
What are you going to do? Shove a trombone up someone's ass?
that's an idea. But also, the high school probably wants to shut out the lights, shut everything down,
They'll
go
get
home.
out of there, you know.
I don't need this.
Look at the conductors even. Like, your band teachers in white schools are like, all right, and there we go.
Not in that kind of band.
The black ones just go. Like
Pep band's a little more peppy than the stand-up podium
All right.
conducting.
You're not supposed to know what they're saying at this point. You just basically tell them, look, we got to shut it down.
They're speaking in tongues.
Yeah. African bushland. They're going, when we say go, let's go. So.
Everyone else is still
Wow,
going.
so the band director goes, get out of my face.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
But look, the dance team is still going. They're twerking
Are they
down there.
Are they twerking?
Yeah.
I got my troops coming. They gonna see
They really are. The dance team
Yeah,
is
if you back it
twerking.
up like 10 more seconds, this chick on the way far right is really giving it.
Dude,
Like-
this is like, if you were to make this a stereotype, like if you were to make this a sketch, people would say it's racist and offensive, and you'd get...
Oh, absolutely.
This is like the Wash Me Mama with a boogie beat of high schools. They're just like,
That kind of makes me want to stop by. Just for a fun time.
1 hour for lunch. Well, what did he say? I got my troops. They gonna sweep their asses out. That's the officer saying that to the band.
But it doesn't make any sense why they're escorting the band out. Does it?
Well, probably the school told the officers, look, we want to get the fuck out.
No, no offense. Look at how many other people are around. The band doesn't have to go.
This football field looks eerily just like the one I went to high school in.
Don't they all kind of look that way?
Fair enough. That's okay. So the sergeant comes in and goes, I'm gonna call the superintendent. And the band director goes, get out of my face.
Times 5.
God.
Tell him to stop. Let it. We gotta go. The minute is over.
We finna go.
Let it.
What you gonna do?
Oh, this is not good.
Oh,
This is funny when you stop being a band director and a police officer, and now it's just two guys from the neighborhood just being like, shut it the fuck down. What you gonna do? Like, a police officer is not supposed to say what you won't do, what you gonna do.
But I'm on his side.
Whose side?
Like, the band director, he just said too, like, this is our last song.
Yeah.
Let us finish and we'll be on our way. I don't get it.
Yeah, give him like a last call thing.
I'm very confused right now. So,
That's okay. I'm gonna come back to school. Because they said it.
Wait, do I time out? I gotta go back. Did she just say fixing to or finna?
That's okay. I'm gonna come back to school.
The police sergeant said finna.
where did you say this is?
An officer with the police department said, I'm finna contact the school. I want to point out that woman definitely passed all the tests, scored the highest on all the tests, got that job solely on merit and not because she's a woman.
Do you want to take bets on if the N-word comes out or not?
That would make this the perfect body cam. Because we
Right?
know
It's a
somebody's
full circle then.
we know somebody's getting tased. That's already been spoiled. But somebody called somebody the N-word.
This really escalated too much for me.
Yeah, it's a fucking band
It's
thing.
a band. It can't get any gayer than band, you
Yeah.
guys. It's safe.
Because they said it.
That's cool. Okay, cool. That's cool. All right, you got it.
It's okay. I'm gonna send him a bill for the overtime.
Signals band to continue playing.
They got to go. Hey, 1, 2. Hey, 1, 2. Ready, and.
What a dick. This is his fucking Malcolm X moment. Like he's This is a Martin Luther King sit-in for this guy.
I'm really tuning back to my pep band days, and this is fun for me. Except for the tasing part.
I gotta say this, their band fucks.
It does. It's good, and it's a big one, too. It's good.
I mean, it almost makes you want to go to a black high school until you realize...
They're probably more passionate about some shit.
Until you realize they're also passionate about kicking you in the head once you're down on the ground.
Well, don't go on the ground, then.
It's true. Stay up. Yes, he's going to keep going. Okay, now they turn the field lights off, and now...
but he's doing this now.
Yeah, but he's also black. It's harder to tell. I'm sorry.
Well, then I think until all these lovely black people are cleared out of here, they should keep the lights on.
They are lovely black people, aren't they?
I think they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love black skin.
Easy.
I think it's a very nice.
All right,
and
look, we're doing a bit.
nice
here.
complexion.
This is, guys, we are doing a bit. We're not trying to lose listeners over here. Let's just say
lovely-looking people.
old Chad Zumach's nickname over here. And then somebody brings a fucking strobe light in the background to just a football game. God, black people do football different in high school than we did.
The dance team is trying to twerk on the flagpole.
Yeah. The cops are screaming at him. Is he doing a black power fist?
Oh
Is the
God!
band like fucking Black Lives Matter
See,
now?
now I think we can wrap it up. Right?
On black crime right here.
We can wrap it up.
He's finna wrap it up.
Is he finna?
She's finna call the superintendent. He's finna wrap it up.
He's finna about to be in some handcuffs.
None of them are finna teach English class.
Fam.
Now he's just trolling the cops.
Well, he's just mad.
Yeah.
That's it, though. That was it.
Okay, so we're good.
We're done.
Nobody needs to get tased. Everyone's fine.
Everyone's having a great time. Why are we screaming like animals?
Okay, do you see now why the cops wanted to shut it down and get everyone out of there all right?
Why
It's getting
is-
a little crazy.
Why is
up
the
there.
band such a problem? We sound like animals, like in a zoo.
Easy?
or something.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Go back to the I like black skin thing. I thought that was the most offensive thing that I'd heard, but that you went the other way on that one.
I'm just saying the screaming.
Here's how you clear everybody out of that particular demographic. Light off some black cats. Just light off a little bandolier of firecrackers and they will ski fucking daddle.
Wow. Just a little firecracker.
Yeah, take one of the bandoliers of black cats and just go.
That's a great idea.
They're like, oh shit. I mean, yeah, a couple people will get trampled to death.
Right, there's going to be a lawsuit, though. You got to be careful.
But get it taken care of.
You got to threaten knees or something.
All right, it does seem like the they're on the sinking Titanic now. Did someone just hear glass break?
I think somebody dropped an instrument.
Uh-oh.
That sounded like a brass.
No, it was a bottle of Old English.
Oh, okay.
It's not right, guys. That's offensive and disgusting, and
No.
that's why we're not a bigger show.
You don't believe it could have been like a nice bottle of something?
I mean, look,
Maybe a respectful wine.
Hennessy at best. Officer 2 is attempting to place the director under arrest. See, you know what? This is unnecessary.
It is. The cops are in the wrong here all the way.
They stopped playing, and they stopped playing like 2 minutes after they came up to the guy. That's pretty reasonable.
Okay, but they didn't need to be there. The band wasn't causing a problem.
Also, you guys, when the cops are interacting with an individual, get the fuck out of the way. Like, you're not going to fight the cops off. This is going to end badly.
Well-
And then you're going to sue the cops and say that it was because you're black, even though all the cops are black. Back the fuck off and let the cops do their job, even if it's shitty. You know, this guy's not going to be... Honestly, they would have handcuffed him just so they could save face. They would have gotten him to the car. They would have talked to him for a little bit. Everything would have calmed down. They would have released him. And maybe given him a ticket for disorderly conduct. And said,
Okay,
hey, show
now
up
you
in court.
embarrass the shit out of the band director.
He's already... this
you
is
cuffed
already...
your band director.
Look, again, I think the cops are being a little fucking prickish on this one. But we don't need to all be jumping in.
Hold up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe Out of Here in an Orderly Fashion just shit itself.
Yeah, and if I may, it's because the cops are there.
What's that line from Red State where you said this was going to be, was it quick and easy or a simple operation? You said this was going to be a simple operation. And then he holds it out and hears the gunfire and he goes, simple just shit itself, sir.
This is pandemonium.
It's pandemonium, Jesse. They're jam-packed to the rafters. That's right, Gorilla. Maybe Gorilla Monsoon.
Whoa.
Gorilla Monsoon.
Hey.
Maybe Gorilla Monsoon would be the wrong guy to comment on
Who
this.
are you calling Gorilla Monsoon?
He was a commentator
Are
from the
you
old
saying
WWF.
this situation is a Gorilla Monsoon?
I'm not saying that it's a racial term at all, Gorilla. I should have said fam. Clicking noise officer 2 applying one handcuff but cannot gain control to apply this. Wait, did they just say I'm finna tase you? Hold on.
They did.
There's too much gold in here.
Put it in jail. Put it in jail. I'm finna tase you.
I'm finna tase you. The fucking cops use finna.
Well, they're just trying to get across to the people they're
I'm
arresting.
finna tase you. That's something like a guy who dropped out of school in that neighborhood should say, not the fucking police officers.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't think anyone should say finna.
Nobody. Uh-oh. You know what that is?
It's taser.
You know what he just took out here? Look out, buddy. You might want to chill the fuck out.
Tell him to stop. Tell him to stop. Tell him to stop. Calm down, bro. We got open, man. We got open. Man, just help me.
Look, when the cops decide they're going to handcuff you, no just get off of me doesn't work. You're going to have to go through the song and dance now. If look, I get it. The cops were being dicks in this situation. They were not being nice.
Yeah, I am actually sickened by this. This is a situation where I think the cops completely overstepped in every way.
Unfortunately, at this point, your only recourse is to get a lawyer.
I guess,
Because-
once they've got one cuff on you, I guess it's over.
This is why I tell people, the police, when people say support the police are not a thing to be supported. They're people doing a job. They can do a good job. They can do a bad job. They're not to be supported. All right? The cops just go and do shit. Sometimes they're enforcing the law. Sometimes they're bullying people. And you don't just support the cops. Like, it makes me sick when I see people with a thin blue line sticker on their car that aren't cops. The thin blue line is not the citizens protecting the cops. Do you know what the thin blue line is?
Cops protecting cops?
It's cops protecting cops. They say thin blue line when they cover each other for excessive force or a shooting or something or they're stealing money. That's the thin blue line. Not you just going, the cops are always right.
Well, God damn it. I'm going to have to return all of your incoming Christmas gifts.
God damn it.
I had a whole wrap coming for your Tahoe.
Oh, man, that sucks. Not my South Africa flag, I hope.
Get off him, man. Hit the officer, okay? He's going to jail. He's going to jail. He hit the officer. He got to go to jail. He swung on the officer.
Oh, well,
I did
shit.
not swing on the officer, man. Y'all driving along.
Okay, I'll be honest. I did not see him swing at the officer.
I didn't see it.
But here we go. We're about to get tased.
We finna get tased.
We are.
That's disrespectful to me.
There was the N-word, you
Oh, did we get one?
We got
Okay,
an
hold
N-word.
on.
Yeah.
I just said
Yeah,
it.
yeah, you did.
Attempts to drive stun director, but it was ineffective. Yeah, because he didn't get the barbs in him. He just gave him the zap, and it just kind of pissed him off. Oh, there he goes. Oh, there he got the barbs in him. Now we're not fucking around. Oh, dude. Oh, no. How do you feel about saying you wanted to go to one of those high schools now?
I'm ashamed. Honestly, I'm ashamed of those cops.
Do you know how fucking scared shitless I would be if I was this guy? I'm just
Is he white?
I think so. Or is he light
I
skinned?
think he's just really light.
Oh, or everybody else is very dark.
This is actually really frustrating.
If I was in the middle of this, I'd be that cartoon character just tiptoeing away like that. I'd be like, I'm gonna go ahead and scoot.
Give me the kid. Give me the kid.
Hey guys, maybe time to go home.
Yeah, you might as well clear out.
Hold on, who got my damn taser?
Who got my damn taser?
Yeah.
Did he just say who got my damn taser?
Yeah, he did.
The cop lost
but now-
his taser?
So people want to talk about police brutality. I think that's what this is exactly. But then all the kids just watch that happen too.
Cops did a shitty job of managing that whole
This is-
situation.
They shouldn't have been there.
Here's what it should have been. Well, the school probably asked him to be there.
Okay, stand by the doorways and make sure no shit goes
No,
down.
here's what I think. Here's what was a reasonable resolution to this. Hey man, let's wrap it up. And he goes, all right, we're on our last song. Okay, cool, we'll hang back.
Yeah, because what they did immediately caused tension.
Right. They did not de-escalate.
They
whatsoever.
escalated everything.
Yeah. You got my taser, bro.
How do you lose a taser?
Oh no.
Ain't nobody leaving.
Yo, dog, I went to the ball game. Like, I'm talking to my boy second period. I'm like, yo, I got a new taser, motherfucker. I'm finna shock my sister when I get home.
Can you reuse one? Because you got to put the barbs back in there somehow to shoot them, right?
You probably get cartridges online.
Okay, definitely have to get it charged again.
Yeah.
That's got to take a lot.
I'm guessing everyone's going to leave now.
He go right here. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, they found his. Oh shit! They found his fucking taser was just sitting there by the stands. I think somebody's suspended, no matter what happens here.
Yeah, this looks bad.
I mean, just losing the taser. Take him this way. You're all gonna have a fight.
Go that way.
Guys, we can't keep fighting.
Birmingham Fire and Rescue. Oh, Birmingham, Alabama. Okay.
I've actually been to Birmingham. This makes sense to me. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Treated the band director at the scene and officers transported him to UAB hospital. This is standard BPD protocol after this type of incident prior to being transported to the Birmingham City Jail. All right. Well, do we have any other updates? We
there's
got
a press
here.
release.
Is under investigation by the Birmingham Police Department's Internal Affairs Division. The Birmingham Police Department is committed to maintaining a positive relationship with our community through transparency and open dialogue.
It looks like it.
And I don't think that's going well.
We finna tase you.
We finna tase you, N-word.
That's true. They did say the
They
N-word
said
too.
the N-word.
If that's a good
I mean-
relationship with the community, I don't want to see what a bad one looks like.
There can't be a single person in the chat right now that thinks those cops did a good job, right? No way.
I'm guessing that a lot of people look. The chat's moving too fast. I can't catch
it
any.
is.
I can't catch any comments right now,
That bitch be moving.
so I can't see what you guys are writing because it's just kind of going at the moment. I know there was a $2 thing I didn't want to miss. I gotta
Hey.
say thank you.
The chat be lit, fam.
It do be lit, fam. April's Pink Puffies with $2 says rooting for Sergeant Finna to Kim Potter that motherfucker. Hell, everyone's got to root for somebody.
Wow.
You know.
Kim Potter's out now, right? Just living her life.
Yeah, Kim Potter's
Yeah,
out.
Kim Potter's out.
She got out last Christmas, I think.
I don't think she can be a cop anymore, though.
That
Don't even tell me.
judge was pretty fucking lenient with her.
We don't get I don't care if it was truly an accident. We don't get to screw up our taser and our gun and kill somebody.
What was really crazy about the Kim Potter thing was that all trial long, the judge seemed like a total hard ass that didn't like
She
her.
did.
And then when she sentenced her, you're like, dude, she'll be out next Christmas.
Do you remember that? I had this TV going down here waiting for the judge to get on TV. That was like an epic event that we watched.
Whenever there's racial strife in the country,
Yeah.
April and I just watch with
we're
popcorn.
glued
Yeah.
to the TV.
We love racial strife.
And the Derek Chauvin one too. Glued to it.
Was I?
I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of knew where that one was going. I didn't.
Well, yeah, but you want to hear it.
Yeah.
You want to hear the nitty gritties.
Oh, welcome to Vinny Cash. Hello, Vinny Cash. He's famous in the small us nobody's internet circles. He says, and words are the laziest words. That's I read it. That doesn't mean I endorse it. He just,
he just means words that start with N. They're lazy.
Cousin It says, I can see why Kumia tolerates these two. What do you mean?
Hey.
Anthony doesn't even know my name. By the way, use the promo code SteelToeJoe to sign up for a free month of our locals, which a new video just went up today.
You know, it's been so long, he probably doesn't remember my name.
You might be Steel Toe Ho if I'm Steel Toe Joe. It's an easy way to remember.
Steel Toe Joe, like the female Joe. J-O.
I like Ho better. Anyway, tune in our locals. We put a new clip up there. We put the Bernsey clip, revisiting the Bernsey and Denny Green rants from last night. That's up on locals, and it's going up on Patreon. I decided, I thought, you know what? If I put our Lauren Boebert stuff up on YouTube today, that'll really do well, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy, did it tank hard. That fucking bomb.
You need to do like a saga of her.
Oh, was it the... Oh, no.
It didn't do well at all.
Busta Rooney.
Like he did?
Out of the last 10 videos we've uploaded, you know where it ranked?
Last.
Solid 10 out of 10.
Ouch.
It was really bad.
Maybe it's just like oversaturated.
Yeah, I don't think we really broke through the Lauren Boebert noise, unfortunately.
Oh.
I'm going to put the Russell Brand stuff up tomorrow, but judging that they've demonetized his channel, I don't think there's going to be an algorithm for Russell Brand. We'll see.
Maybe.
Dolly's Llama says it's the wall of screaming like a ring of Dante's Inferno. Yeah, it did get pretty wild in there.
Zoo-like.
I don't know what you mean by that.
It's noisy.
I know. Oh, noisy. Yes, of course. Much
Hobos.
like
Oh my
zoo.
God. Hobo says Anthony would know you if you're underage.
Oh, what?
That's really mean. You know.
Wheat Diff says, if you like racial strife, get ready for some real fun with all the border crossers we got. Dude, why is it always I'm sorry, but why is it always military age men when they show me footage of people crossing the border? Like,
yeah, you don't see anything else.
They're always telling me, like, these migrants coming to this country, it's families in search of a better life. And then every time I watch, it's like Latino, Black, and then Chinese people.
I'll tell you why
that are of military age that are just doing the Watuxi right across the border.
You don't see a lot of the kids because right before they cross the border, somebody snatches them up into like sex slavery and shit.
Oh,
for kids.
that makes sense.
That's good too, you know.
It is America.
Disavow.
John Domingo says Lauren Boebert is still my favorite Congress hoe. Yeah, it's not YouTube's. That's for sure.
Yeah, apparently YouTube doesn't like her.
No. Zen Rhino says, no, it's literally an invasion. They're even getting, I can't read that word, from Africa now. That's,
I like that word, though, and I feel like it's not real. I feel like we can say it.
It's real.
It's not real in my heart.
Brian says, you got to love when the hosts rag on themselves over on Rumble. Oh, yeah, stick around. If you want a show where the hosts rag on themselves.
We're remarkably disgusting.
We are fantastic at it. Nobody better at ragging on themselves than us. Thank you. We already kind of got into the Russell Brand thing, so I don't feel the need to rehash it. Sexual assault allegation, live updates, YouTube. Now, he wasn't suspended on YouTube. He was demonetized on YouTube. This article is wrong, unless I fucked up.
In one
Oh, wait a minute. Broadcasters in the UK have stripped Russell Brand content from their streaming platforms. Oh, like Netflix and shit like that. Okay. Actress Georgina Bally, who dated Russell Brand on and off in the early 2000s, says YouTube suspending ad revenue on his channel is cancel culture.
But isn't she the one who made the accusations?
No.
Okay,
no.
real quick, in a sentence.
I didn't know he was a chubby chaser.
Refresh. What was the allegation?
That he's a rapist.
Yeah, but to who?
Couple girls. I don't
Just a couple?
Yeah, a couple. One in 2006 and one in 2013 or something like that. So yeah, they suspended his monetization on YouTube all because someone said he did something.
It doesn't mean he did it. And I mean, if he did do it, that's terrible, but you can't. I feel like you can't be making big actions before you know something.
Right. That's what kind of bothers me about this. The problem is so many people dislike Russell Brand that they're going to be okay with him being demonetized over this because they just want to see him go down.
Would you say
because they don't like him?
Would you say Russell has tarnished his brand? Tonight's a free show, guys.
I would put you in a sleeper hold right now, but the only problem is I named this episode a Russell Brand pun. So
did you really? What was it?
I think it's a demonetized brand.
Oh, fuck you then.
Yeah, so I can't. No, like I said, I would have physically beat you.
I liked mine.
I would have beaten you senseless on the air if I hadn't already made a shitty joke.
You can still do it off air.
Yeah. So and I will, but
okay.
The idea that you can just take away someone's monetization, and I'm sure he was making a lot of money on YouTube. I know he's making a lot of money on Rumble. But the fact that you can just take away someone's monetization because some people said some things, that's a really dangerous precedent. Like, I wish that people who jump on these things and just pile on somebody, I wish we were able to make it so those people couldn't see who the allegation was against or who was making the allegation.
Somehow.
It was just
anonymous,
and it was a situation. You presented the situation to someone, and they would, if it wasn't Russell Brand, they would probably go, well, no, you can't take away his monetization yet. I mean, wait until we find out he did something. Wait until there's proof, or that, or like the Cosby thing. You could have taken away all his shit before he was ever found guilty because it was all piling up and it made sense. And there were like 60 accusers. Okay.
There was something on the plate there, like you could see it.
But there was smoke and fire on that one.
Yeah.
With the Russell Brand thing, we literally only have 2 women coming forward a couple days ago and going, yeah, he did this to me. That's it.
Did they do it in unison too? Or what? You know what I mean? Like, what happened?
Yeah, well, he warned everybody. He said, by the way, this is coming down the pike. They're going to do this. So
sounds like they threatened him first.
Yeah,
how would he know otherwise?
I think they texted him and told him they were going to do it. So
that's
he had warning.
Too.
Armando Hobson says the reason he got this demonetized was because he was accused of R-ing and dating a 16-year-old girl. Okay, well, here's the catch on that, though. And look, I find that to be gross. I think if you're a grown man, you're dating a 16-year-old, that's disgusting. Well, in the UK, 16 is the age of consent.
Sure, literally different cultural norms.
Yeah, it's the Joe Biden bit. So do we get to demonetize people because they followed the laws of their country? And okay, then let's say like an ISIS account on YouTube rants and raves about how homosexuals should be thrown off a roof. You can't demonetize their channel or strike them for hate speech. That's how their culture works.
Yeah, it's their religion.
So I don't know, man. It's the Russell Brand thing is difficult because I can't sit here and go, yeah, I totally backed the guy, this and that, because he might have done that. He was a psycho and an addict, and he's still a little crazy.
Dude, if you've got some kind of evidence, then I think you can start,
But I don't think you can take what we know about Russell Brand and take it away from it. I don't think you can take away his monetization and take away channels and shit like that just based on the information we have now. Because if that's the precedent, you can use it to silence anybody for any reason.
Well, that's what we've said about like speech and stuff like that too. People getting banned for saying something. It's like, well, you wouldn't like it if it was happening to you either. So be careful with that.
They're counting the Russell Wilsons. Dario said 10 now. Did I say Russell Wilson again? I might just be saying Russell Wilson.
No, I think they're talking about there's accusers, 10 women accusers.
Oh, 10 women accusers.
Wow, you are self-conscious.
I'm worried because I've said Russell Brand or Russell Wilson. Now I'm saying it right. Like 11
You're
times.
upset that it's right.
Skeezy says guilty until, just guilty. # believe all axe wounds.
No, I don't believe that.
He might be guilty.
He might be, but that should have to be proven or something like that, right?
Right, but we don't have enough information to take his funding away. I mean, I guess, look, YouTube, private company, can do whatever it wants. I'm a capitalist. I get it. But at the same time, I just don't like the precedent that's being set. That's all. 10 accusers now. Armando says he was 31 and she was 16. I get it, Armando. I find that really creepy. I'm just saying in the UK, it doesn't matter if he's 80 and she's 16. It's legal. That's just the way
now,
in fact, in some states in this country, it would be legal.
If he raped her, that's obviously not okay.
Right. Semper Reloaded with $4.99 says Joe Biden should be demonetized for showering his daughter. Also, what did Kurt Russell do? No, don't fuck me up with
Russell.
more names. No. Don't fuck me up with more names. Thank you for that $4.99. We're $95 into tomorrow morning's goal. Thank you guys so much for a great week.
What did the Jack Russells do?
No Jack Russells gang raped any women. That never happened. Jack Russells, look, they're an energetic breed. I get that.
They really are.
But Jack Russells had nothing to do with this. No, Johnny 1.0. Russell Simmons did nothing wrong. I don't want to confuse people. But I understand I've already gone down that road and people are already confused. And I'm very, very sorry for the damage that I've caused so many people, apparently.
You really have.
Quick question before we go on to our next story. Have the Minnesota Twins won the American League Central yet?
I don't know. I saw on the news this morning that the magic number was now at 5.
Oh, shit. Then, it's just about done. All right, 79 and 72. So we have 8. Oh, God. What? I fucking can't remember. 86 and 76. So 7, 4, 11. We have 11 games left.
What's it cost to go to a Twins game nowadays?
Barely anything.
I haven't been for like 7 years.
Standing room tickets where you go to the bars they have inside the stadium overlooking the stadium are $10. Oh, baseball games.
Get the hell out of town.
No, baseball games have always been cheap because there's 81 of them every season in each stadium.
Christ almighty.
Yeah, they're
I
really
have not
cheap.
been in like 6 or 7 years.
Are we into? Well, let's see. Are we in town Saturday?
I was going to say, like, if there was like a big game going on or something, I'd be down.
Twins schedule. We're beating the Reds tonight 6-0. Nice
That's very
job,
cool.
guys.
There you go. Not getting that one handed to us, are we?
Certainly not. Saturday we play at 1:10 against the Angels. We can get down there just in time.
It is tempting. I got to make sure this house is good for Gino and Keanu then on Friday.
You can get the cheap seat. You can get the cheap walk around seats where you go to all the bars and all the food stuff and walk around. Almost treat it like the state fair with a baseball.
I want to behave that day though because I want to be able to
keep drinking for the Vikings game. The
just
next day.
roll over.
Yeah, just roll over. That's all.
Okay.
Semper Reloaded says, isn't it like 162 games? Yeah, 81.
It's too many.
81 at home.
How do you?
You play 81 at home, 81 on the road. That's why I say 81 games a year.
You're fucking with me on the price though, right? $10.
No, if I go on Ticketmaster right now, the standing room only tickets are 10. Last time I checked, it was $10.
I will say I believe it's supposed to rain.
Actually, last time that I checked, there were 5 chains on my neck, and there was no smut on my rep. Last time that I checked, I was selling zones in the set. Make $250,000, no sweat. Last time that I checked. Are we good?
No.
We're not good?
We're not going to be okay after that.
Oh, okay. Standing room only is $25 with fees on Ticketmaster.
Okay.
Well,
that's a big difference.
Just do the Vikings trick.
You're retarded.
Do the Vikings trick. See how low the tickets get before the first inning.
Do you think it works that way with
Oh,
baseball?
yeah. People are always trying to get rid of their tickets.
You can't do that with standing room only tickets. It's always
not the standing. I meant like good tickets.
Tardo bean.
Like the good ones. Farva says, so they are going to demonize all the roaming UK Grape Gang YouTube channels. Oh, no. In the Pakistani communities, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Jesus Christ.
You guys want to make April cry tonight with a story?
No. I wore yellow. It's the color of happiness. Leave me alone.
Snoopy Dog says, leave Nipsey Russell out of this.
Nipsey Russell.
Nipsey Russell.
I think you should leave Russell Stover alone.
Russell Stover? No, I think you're talking about Matt Stover. I think it's totally different. Wheat Diff is saying my count is off the charts tonight. What are you going to do? No problem.
Go ahead, try to talk. You know you're going to...
Nope.
As soon as you inhale, that's the first thing out of your mouth.
It's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Guys.
And I apologize to Nipsey Russell and her family. I will not bring her... I will not bring up Nipsey Russell anymore on this program.
Thank you.
My Nipsey we eat, my Nipsey get a plate. Okay, let's...
There's another one.
They're saying Russell Westbrook did what? Yeah, I think I've gone too far. Let's go ahead and make April cry. We found another story about... Like, I don't understand why people get a shitload of animals only to just neglect them.
Please don't do this.
I get it if you have a bunch of animals and you beat the fuck out of them because you're just a bad guy and a nasty person. You're awful. But I don't understand getting them and just fucking off and leaving them to die. Like, why get them in the first place?
I've always wondered that. I don't know. Like that last one we did, not only did they just fuck off and let the animals die, they locked them in a cage so they didn't have a chance to run away.
There's
know?
nothing. Like, I understand if you're an asshole and a total prick. I get getting a bunch of animals and like, I'm going to beat the fuck out of them. Okay, there's
Okay,
something
Jeffrey.
there's something about active abuse that I excuse more than passive abuse. Because passive abuse, it's like, why did you get all these animals if you were just going to leave them to starve?
I don't know. It's a mental illness of some sort. Right?
Sure. Rusty Grammer says, shut up. Let's just forget about it. It's just
I will.
a crutch
It's the
I have.
First couple, I got
It's a crutch I have.
Let me giggle.
Rusty Grammer says Twins games are cheap. Just go during the week, buy the nosebleed seats for $10 and just sit front row. If somebody comes to claim those seats, look at your tickets, apologize, and say, oops, next row. That's a good point. He is right. I've done that before.
You just sit front row if you buy the nosebleeds?
Yeah, they're not going to fill up on a Saturday afternoon. I mean, sometimes
Well, he
they get
said go
pretty
during the
close.
week. That's
Yeah,
a brilliant idea. Why don't we do that?
These lovely evening shows to do. Maybe on a Thursday.
You're always beating up dudes.
Yeah, I'll stop beating
Aaron's
up dudes
beating
for
up
a day.
minorities in the boxing gym.
I got to spar today. Yeah.
Get out of town.
That usually doesn't happen on a Tuesday, but there were two guys that, come to the club regularly.
Richard.
And I just said to them, I said, would you like to get some work in today?
Those
And we
two
did.
are usually kickboxers, though.
Yeah, you can tell the one guy I spar with kind of regularly.
Richard?
No, Brody. And he and I will spar pretty regularly, and he's a pretty good sparring partner. The other one you could tell is an MMA guy who does not box.
Oh, he says he sparred with you before. He's my sauna buddy.
The heavier dude?
Yeah, Richard.
Oh, because he didn't seem...
Oh, he says every time I'm in the sauna, like, he talks about you.
Well, shit.
I don't know. Maybe you forgot about him.
Sorry. Yeah, when he spars, though, he does that thing where if he gets punched, he does the MMA, leg check. He lifts his front leg up
does he really?
to try and block a kick. Yeah, it's really weird. But yes, Optic Nerve. I sparred with Dick today. Brody and Dick. This is what I sparred with.
You shouldn't spar dicks.
Let's watch this. We were
I don't want to talk about this one.
we were wearing condoms. It's fine. So here's the story. Wake County in where is this? North Carolina. Okay, Wake County, North Carolina. Man charged with 90 counts of animal cruelty. Let's
90?
Let's see how April feels
RTI
in this
International
one.
has leveraged
Shut the
innovation
fuck
to
up.
improve the human condition.
You are a local news outfit in North Carolina. How the hell do you need to run ads before your stories?
They need workers at this facility, apparently.
I guess so. RTI International, probably some Illuminati shit.
Or property on Trudy Lane in Apex. This is where 200 animals were found dead, injured, emaciated in a small fenced-in area of the property. Two men.
Lazy town. 1 hour for lunch.
200?
All they need is you need to go in there and sing Wash Me Mama with a boogie beat, and they'll be totally fine. That's all.
Who were renting this property and caring for the animals are facing animal cruelty charges, including this man, Ronald Kearney. He faces
But you guys might know
Fuck
him.
you.
You guys might know him as Craster from Craster's Keep.
Worse. He's Satan.
90 charges himself. WR's Chelsea Donovan has been following this case today. She joins us live from the Wake County Justice Center. This is a very disturbing case, Chelsea.
Allegedly.
It sure is, Gerald. We understand that animal control investigators are currently at that home in Garner, counting more animals and checking the health status of
You better be careful. I hope there's no sheep there. They'll all fall asleep. You see, because if you count sheep, little emaciated sheep with their ribs sticking out of their fluff, their wool.
Don't say that.
You know what? Could you guys do? I'd be there trying to get like a
No.
pair of socks. I'd be like, could you shave him down so we can see how emaciated he is? And then I'd collect up all the wool and I'd be like, I'm going to hand these to a Vietnamese boy, see if I can get some socks out of this deal, maybe a sweater.
You are literally the worst person I've ever met.
Hey, that's, you see that cow they had there? He was real skinny. Real skinny. So skinny, I hear the blood soaks into the milk, and that's how you get chocolate milk. People don't know that. It's from
Wouldn't it be-
emaciated, abused cows.
Wouldn't that be strawberry milk because it's red or pink?
It's darker when it's inside.
Maybe they could
It's
squeeze
not
you
true. It's
out like
actually
a
blue.
real thin ribeye for you.
You know what's a trip? You know how all those like models they show us of our bodies and everything, when they show the blood circulating, they show it as red?
The circulatory system?
Yeah, you know what's fucked up? Our
What?
blood's blue right now.
It all depends on what. No,
fucked up?
right now, that shit ain't getting any light to it. It don't have a color.
It's blue right now.
It's only a color when it gets out.
I was taught in school, and I went to a suburban school. You went to a farm school where they taught you not to fuck sheep. So don't tell me what side of the bed is science.
Stop calling me out like that.
Look, I'm saying that your blood, I was taught, is blue until it comes to, it hits oxygen, and then it turns red.
Yes, but technically, with no light being, without being exposed to light, it's just like a paint can. That shit in the can with the lid on, like, it doesn't have a color.
Have you guys ever watched two retards try to talk science? It's fascinating, isn't it?
You just accused me of going to a school to learn not to fuck sheep.
It's really, well, look, it's something where you come from that needs to be taught
I've indeed
sometimes.
never had sex with a sheep.
So the school worked. Congratulations. Stay in school, kids. You hear that? There was no sheep sodomy at April's house, which is good. She was kicked in the head by a horse, though, literally.
Others. Meanwhile,
That's why I married her. She was in my league.
The brain damage. I couldn't tell from like the
Every
beginning
time-
of a relationship that you were the devil.
Yeah. Every time
But
the microwave dings, she shits herself. It's very. That's why I always hit it at 2 seconds left. By the way, I once heard from somebody, and I still can't remember who said it, that black people don't let the microwave go all the way to 0. Like, it's a weird superstition.
I don't let it go to 0.
Really?
Not on purpose, no.
It is weird, isn't it? You don't want to hear the beep.
I kind of don't. It feels alarming and like something is. You know what it is? It feels too finite, like something is over, and people don't like the feeling of things being over.
Okay.
You know.
Fair enough.
Well, today, as you mentioned, Ronald Kearney, the suspect who is charged with 90 counts of
Ronald Kearney was fucking me cows. Ronald Kearney wasn't feeding his sheep, and he was fucking my cows. Old Ronald Kearney. Old Kearney from Blarney was over here fucking the horses and giving hand jobs to the chickens. So he's got an Irish name.
You just assume.
I figured we'd fun up animal abuse a little on this show.
Yeah, no.
Aye, Robert Kearney, he was over here the other week, he was. Oh, that's right, he gave the German Shepherd a colonoscopy. It was terrible, it was. Oh, I came over here and just shoved his thumb up me dog's hiney hole.
This kind of feels like Letterkenny now.
It's getting a little weird, right?
felony animal cruelty. Each of those charges carrying...
Aye, the cows were too skinny to fight back against old Kearney's cock. So I shoved it into cows and they was too weak to fight back. Oh, traumatized they were. Already they weren't being fed, and now they're being butt-fucked by Kearney. Sorry, I think this story would be a lot more fun if there was some kind of sodomy in there. Oh, and he was stump breaking me horse. That's right. Kearney was up on a stump saying, "Whoa, boy," and he was putting his dick in me horse's backside.
Well, what if the horse is too weak to stand?
Oh, the horse would buck back at him and he'd just grab him by his mane and say, "Whoa, boy." And the hairs would fall out because he was so malnourished. Oh, but Kearney didn't care. He'd just keep fucking his bum. Oh, you could see the horse's rib cage.
39 months.
But in the other side of things, when Kearney finished him off, it was the most nutrients he'd gotten all week, it was. Kearney would pump the horses full of cum. And you'd want to be mad at Kearney for sodomizing your horse and giving him an anal cream pie. But the thing was, they hadn't been fed in weeks, so it probably wasn't the worst thing for him.
I am mortified.
Fair enough.
Months in prison.
Evening show.
Behind a chain link fence, cows lay on top of gravel. Goats wander down a driveway and hang out under cars.
Oh, that's right. They look like they're walking bow-legged because Kearney was here and he was having his way with their bottoms.
Those aren't fainting cows. They're just, blown out.
Oh, every time he would stick his dick in them, they'd go, and fall over. Kearney was a sodomite, he was.
It's disturbing on a...
The good news is the children were safe. But not the kids, if you catch me drift, because the baby goats were victimized too. Sorry.
What is your accent?
It's trying to be Irish, but it's,
It's failing.
He tried to fuck a mule once, but it kicked him in the dick, he did. Right in his cock.
On a big level. Neighbors say the situation at the 7500 block of Trudy Lane in Garner is heartbreaking. For as many...
You know, I speak cow. You know what he said?
Ow.
Kill me.
Oh, I figured
me.
he said ow.
Animals that they have, they should have more acreage. This was the situation on Sunday. You can see dozens of chickens, cows, and other livestock roaming around in a small fenced-in pen.
Oh my God.
Not really roaming around, just kind of staring off into the abyss, hoping for the sweet release of death.
Packed like sardines with no food. There's no grass on the ground.
No.
Look at it. It's desolate.
It's been a bit of a drought, you know.
There's not even cow pies. You know why? There's nothing to shit.
There's nothing to shit out. Oh, they're farting out coom pies when Kearney's done, no.
Cream pies.
The cream pies are falling out their backside.
God damn
By
it.
Monday, very few animals remained. It was nice to see that the animals have received some sort of justice, but you
Actually, I went to
can't
slaughter.
help the ones that have
These are going to be the shittiest
On Sunday, the
cheeseburgers
Wayne
I've ever
County
had.
Sheriff's Office came to the property to discover more
Lychee.
than 200 animals starved, emaciated, or dead. 3 animals had to be euthanized. 90 livestock were in.
That one can't even get up. He's too broken down. I don't even know what animal that is.
I
It's
know.
so fucked up.
There is something weird about it.
I don't know what it could be.
It's like a cow with a Labrador tail.
Yeah, and like a weird peacock body.
Injured or emaciated, according to warrants. It's affected the kids because they would see sick animals, some dead ones. One of the caretakers of the animals, Ronald Kearney, was charged with 90 counts of felony animal cruelty. Another rancher on the property was charged with 1 count of misdemeanor animal cruelty. Kearney appeared in court Monday.
I really don't even know what I've done wrong.
Many neighbors said that
He doesn't even know what he done wrong.
Because he's the devil and he thinks it's justified.
I don't even know what I done wrong. All I wanted was an alpaca farm, and I'll admit it got away from me a bit. I didn't know cows just fuck on their own.
Would you like a nice alpaca sweater too?
Is that an alpaca? No, it's a goat,
It's a
right?
goat.
Yeah,
But you said alpaca.
I thought that was an alpaca for a second.
It's a very hairy goat. It's kind of weird, right?
That's what happens when they don't eat, apparently.
the animals appeared here about 10 months ago and often would wander on their property. Neighbors told us the caretakers were buying and selling the animals and obtained them from multiple states.
Yeah, like the state of starvation that they were all in.
Now, Kearney remains in jail under a $90,000 bond.
Good. So the horses will be safe tonight because Kearney's behind bars. He is.
Judge says if he does bond out, he will not be able to possess or care for any animals. Now, I just got word from the Wake County Sheriff's Office. They've actually been called to that property 14 times just year to date, but we're still working to learn exactly where the other animals that are seized will go to, whether it be rehabilitation centers or rescue organizations.
They left out the third option, which is going to happen to a lot of them.
Yeah. So they won't
euthanized.
Slaughter. Yeah, they won't even show. They can't even show us like the worst part of that whole thing. Like they said, there's at least 200 dead animals on that property.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and say that guy allegedly is kind of a bag of shit.
You had fun with him. I actually like teared up within the first sentence of that that whole thing.
Tali's llama. Hey, cat called a donkey. He did. My Scottish friend tells me the technique is to fuck them while they're still on the edge of a cliff so they push back, says Optic Nerve. That's, you know what?
Oh my God, you guys.
It's actually, he raises a good point.
No.
It's true. Paul R. Nelson says it's a mix of Burke from Mafia 3 and Drew McIntyre in WWE.
Yeah, that wasn't Irish, whatever that was.
I was trying to do a thing. It's close enough. Hobo Chili Recipe says Aaron has the eyes of a goat or Andy Pettit. I don't give a shit if that's an insult. I love an Andy Pettit reference.
I think
nice to see.
Goat does make sense, though.
Mirth Redrum says, look at the heifer. Not you, April.
Oh, thank you.
Well, it's
Now
nice
this
that
one?
he clarified.
Can I milk you, too?
I'd rather you didn't. Not in front of the fellas. J Prime says his wife is still with him. Wow, LOL. I know. Does that bother you a little bit? I know you were probably
that guy's
hoping.
wife is with him?
Yeah, you were probably hoping for him to get divorced. But you know what? I think she's going to stand by her man.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The guy in the last story.
Oh.
Yeah. His wife is
I didn't
still
even hear them talk about a wife.
I didn't hear that either. It's either that or Jay Prime is just a really sad dude with too much time on his hands. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that he's a human being.
His wife is a goat, actually.
He actually is a goat. Yeah,
A nanny goat.
not like the goat, like the best wife who ever was.
No,
but
that
like-
was him.
No, he's
The goat.
actually a goat that he fucks. So we talked about this last night. No, I think we talked about this yesterday morning. That Drew Barrymore said she was bringing back her talk show.
Yeah.
And then the writers were like, oh, that's interesting because I think what we're going to do is we're going to picket your entire show. We're going to protest the shit out of you. We're going to make it really difficult for you to do business. We're going to call you a scab and a picket line crosser, and we're going to insult the shit out of you while you do your stupid little daytime Oprah show. And she decided that she would wear no makeup, go on a video stream.
She looked good.
And, oh, God. Why not just make yourself look nice? There's nothing noble
Because,
about the no makeup
you know
video.
what?
It doesn't make you look more trustworthy. It just makes you look like a mess.
Alicia Keys, that dumb bitch, started that whole trend of like, oh, let's just go out in public as a celebrity and not look nice. You know, like she decided to stop wearing all makeup, which I'm not saying is like a bad thing. It's fine. I barely wear makeup. It's just eyeliner.
Me too.
Yeah. But like you can't try. Your whole existence is people watching you. You
Yeah.
can't try a little bit.
Well, she backed down. She said, I'm not doing my show. I got bullied by the writers, but they don't say that. They go, oh, I just really support the writers and I support the striking laborers and this and that. It's like, oh, it's interesting because you didn't seem to really give a fuck about them when you announced you were bringing your show back. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, make the decision or don't.
Now, this next one actually surprised me, though. Bill Maher is backing down from returning to real time. I really,
Saw that.
yeah, I thought, he said last week, he's like, look, I'm bringing real time back. This strike is dragged on far enough. Nobody gives a shit about it anymore.
Well, and he's so, like, I don't know. I feel like he's old and he's not got much time to do his show anymore, does he?
I was thinking about that. If this strike drags on long enough, if I'm like a Bill Maher or other people who are getting up there, I'm like, this really pushes me closer to retirement.
Just call it.
Yeah.
If you've got enough money and you can swing it, call it. It's not like he can't do a few, like, appearances here and there and get paid for those.
Right. Maher has pulled the plug on his decision to bring real time back without writers. He says there's now hope both sides may reach an agreement, so he's putting his show on ice until that happens. See, I
haven't heard that hope story.
I think that's a saving face thing.
I think it is too, because I haven't heard anybody talking about, oh, it sounds like we could come to an agreement here.
Bill's known to be like a say whatever I want, do whatever I want. I don't get bullied off my opinion thing. So he's got to kind of save face a little bit.
Yeah.
And saving face in this sense means,
Wow.
yeah, something changed and it looks like they might have an agreement.
Maybe he figured too, like, if a Drew Barrymore can't pull this off, he can't. I don't know.
See, I feel like he's far more successful
He
and far
is.
bigger than Drew Barrymore at
He
this
is.
point.
I agree with you.
She does like a syndicated daytime talk show, right? Like a Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah, she's like a
type of
Jennifer
thing.
Hudson,
Yeah.
Sherry, whatever her name is.
Michael B says, new rule, okay, I will just do my podcast and get high,
Yeah.
okay?
That was a weird thing how he just kind of started smoking on all of his shows.
Well,
You
yeah,
notice that?
no, he does that on his Club Random, his podcast, his boomery podcast that he has, where he talks to his other boomer friends. When he had Chevy
remember
Chase
when he
on and they
had that-
both just looked depressingly old.
Do you remember when he had that really young chick on there?
Bella Thorne.
Thorne.
Yeah.
And
I
he
hate
was
her.
smoking. That was a really uncomfortable
She is
episode.
that Bella Thorne is such a cry for attention.
Isn't she a model or something?
I think she's just like an e-thought.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of the Hadids.
I think she did some Disney Channel stuff for a little bit.
Okay.
But I think mostly Bella Thorne is just like Instagram and OnlyFans and shit.
Oh, yeah, the Instagram model or the influencer.
Yeah, I
like
think that's
now
kind
being
of a
called
thing.
an influencer is like a career.
Yeah. No, the Bella Thorne one was awful. She is, God, she is awful to listen to. She's just, I mean, there's a clip of Bill Maher just like he had to treat her with such kid gloves when he talked about LGBTQ shit.
Oh, yeah.
Because she got so, like, she was crying. She literally cried on Club Random with Bill Maher. Because he was like, yeah, don't you think this has all gone a little too far?
Is that the same episode that I'm referring to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bill Maher, Bella Thorne. I bet you if we went
Like,
to videos.
I just kind of feel like him and her don't even belong in the same room.
No, Bill Maher should not be talking to Bella Thorne.
Isn't that way below him?
Yeah. In fact, one of the things he said he liked about owning his HBO show, Real Time,
Yeah.
that he hated about Politically Incorrect, the show he did on ABC and Comedy Central, is he said on Politically Incorrect, the network would always book these guests who had like movies and TV shows and books to promote.
Yeah.
Rather than just like people he wanted to talk to about issues and be funny and have comedy and all that.
Yep.
And he would have to have these people on who like were really fucking boring. And when he had real time, he was like, I can just bring on whoever I want now. This is great.
Sure.
The Bella Thorne thing feels like someone ABC would have made him have on. But this is Bella Thorne getting offended by a Bill Maher joke.
It doesn't even matter because everybody's switching their sexes constantly. No, I'm not kidding about it. I mean, I am kidding about that. But people do switch sexes a lot more than they used to. You know, there's a lot of trans, you know, I always see that in the paper about somebody who switched their sex, which I'm all, if that's what makes you, that's not what
she's
blows
not a
your
model.
dress
Yeah,
up.
she's fucking
You're
terrible.
right. She's not a model. I'm thinking of the Hadid sisters.
That's what I mean. Like that cry
not.
for attention, this shit. It's like, just talk, stupid. But like,
no, but I'm going to sit here with my joint and just, I'm going to snap and vibe. And
Bill's like, no. I'm not saying that like it's a good thing. And by the way, she's like a trained monkey. I love how all these people think they're enlightened thinkers. You're like a trained monkey. You were talking about everyone switching their genders, but then the minute Bill said trans, gender fluid, you went, oh, that's a code word. I'm supposed to start snapping and, you know, celebrating like an asshole when I hear that word. And they all think I'm an independent thinker, but you hear certain buzzwords and you just go, for sure.
Switch their sex, which I'm all, if that's what makes you, that's that what blows your dress up?
Bad bitches all the way.
Who?
Yes.
Oh, isn't she?
Bad bitches all the way.
She's a cringe factory. And by the way, don't call them
Disgusting.
bitches. Some of them identify as male. You piece of shit.
Well, they can be called bitches too.
I guess so.
In an upward inflection. Hey, they're drinking Zevia. You should be happy.
God bless Bill. Way to keep it
Zevia?
vegan.
Zevia?
Zevia.
Oops.
Bad bitches.
Fat bitches. Why
Bad
are we,
bitches.
Oh, bad bitches.
I love when boomers meet Gen Zers and they have to speak to each other. Fat bitches.
Dude, I
What?
think she's older than I am.
Oh, is she really?
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Bad bitches. Be who you are. Yes. Claps.
Right.
Claps. Makes me happy.
I mean, I think there's some money to be made in some sort of exchange with everyone switching where, like, you know, if you need a penis, take a penis. If you have a penis, give a penis.
Like
you know,
it's a
like
tub.
if people are becoming like men to women, they're going to cut off their penis. And then there are women transitioning who are going to need a penis.
I would not think that joke was as good if he wasn't telling it to Bella Thorne.
I agree. I feel like the way he's describing it's almost cute. Like you've got a tote bin of like penises. Like
Need a
as
penis,
if-
take a penis.
Like they keep their shape like a dildo almost, but they're just
Yeah.
penises, and you get to pick one.
Kind of like a window sticky. Just go
Yeah.
and just stick it on
You're
there.
a suction
you know?
cup. Yeah.
Yeah, just suction cup that cock right onto him.
I kind of like that idea.
Bill Maher's a visionary.
Like if there was some
She does
exchange,
not like that. Look at that.
Maybe
Oh, she's having
Bitcoin could be
trouble.
involved. You could, you know, no?
Oh man, she is struggling.
Oh, did nobody tell you who Bill Maher was before you did this, or no?
She just heard that she was going to be on Bill Maher's thing today, and she was like, "I don't, was it?" And he's a big deal.
Bad
It's gonna be fine.
bad bitches. Ugh, she's awful.
Be the real
I
you.
just don't
yeah.
like joking about.
Oh, Bella.
I know that you
Bella.
like to, but I
See,
I
this
don't
is where
think
the
it's
anxiety.
funny.
Oh, for
I don't
fuck's
think
sake!
it's
What a
funny.
shame. That is where.
What a shame. I love old don't give a fuck Bill.
I actually do like him here.
Oh, what a shame that you don't like laughing at that. I don't like joking about that, mister. Well, then why'd you go on a comedian's podcast?
Yeah, people do forget that comedians joke about some
Yeah.
really heavy stuff.
Go on Fresh Air on NPR
Which
if you
is
want to do a
nice.
boring cunt video where you say bad bitches and they go, oh, yes, that's very progressive.
Go sit in on The View.
Yeah, they'd
for
love
a
that.
day.
Yeah, they
Have
think
fun.
you were enlightened.
Wear your COVID pants.
All right, over here we've got Bella Thorne, who's one of the bad bitches. Now, Bella, you were saying earlier that cutting off cocks isn't funny, but I've got two of them.
I'm
sorry.
That is, you don't have to be sorry, but I'm not
don't
sorry
think it's
either.
funny.
And that is where your anxiety comes from. There is nothing wrong with joking, nothing wrong about that. It's not everybody is that sensitive. Not everybody needs to be that sensitive. Even the people who are doing that, I don't think would need to be offended by that. Everybody is so easily offended. Your kids, you wake up offended. You should get off Twitter, get off social media, and maybe you wouldn't have this anxiety.
He is 1,000% right.
Spot on.
All these kids just have Xanax in their purse like it's fucking candy. And they're just like, I might need to take one if I get anxious. Stop letting the world fuck with you so much. Have some balls. This comes from letting everyone tell you who and what you are instead of experiencing the world for yourself, developing your own fucking opinion before going on TikTok and letting some vapid cunt tell you what you're supposed to think.
Yep.
That's why you get anxiety. Because you don't hear something and go, oh, I think that's bullshit. You hear something and then you go on TikTok and say, let me see how Destiny T feels about that. And they go, that's offensive and terrible. And if you hear that, it should be very triggering. And you're like, oh my God. First of all, now I'm triggered because of it, but I wasn't triggered before. So now I feel guilty that I wasn't triggered. I have to dye my hair blue and take a pill.
Not only that, but when you feel the need to broadcast every single second of your life out there and then people start commenting on your life too.
Right.
Like, oh boy, you better be ready to handle that.
But he's right. Bella Thorne is racked with anxiety, A, because she's a Disney kid. She probably got molested. But B, that's going to cause anxiety. That's legit. But also, she is a walking fucking regurgitorium for politically correct shit that got placed in her brain, and she read how these people, before they're even old enough to develop their own personality, they're on social media apps that tell them who they're supposed to be.
That's why I worry about kids and YouTube right now. All of them watching the YouTubes and the TikToks.
The YouTubes and the TikToks.
It does really scare me. Our kids do that.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be on TikTok because guess what? People put reels of TikToks on their YouTubes now. That's all they're watching.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be Hulk Hogan or Stone Cold Steve Austin. But you know what was great about that? They were on for 2 hours a week, and then I had to go do shit the rest of the time. Now you're just inundated constantly. Yeah. And I can see where these kids get anxious, but here's where I get flack. I can see why they're anxious. I still blame them for it and hold them responsible. Everybody else wants to scapegoat TikTok or scapegoat YouTube or even scapegoat parents. No, at some point in your life, you have to become responsible for you. And if you don't like something, make a change. It is ultimately your fault if you're an anxious wreck.
You do at some point when you grow up have to be able to watch something and think about it like in your own manner.
Right.
And if you can't think about it in your own manner, then you have to stop watching that thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Because I don't know if you're really offended or you're just worried that you're going to look offended.
Right. No, I'm 100% offended. Like when I think about, someone's trauma and the videos that I have seen that are so fucking bad. And when people have to worry about walking on the street, just being themselves, that's fucking anxiety. That's why I don't like to joke about it because,
you self-centered twat. You go walking down the street however you want to. None of us give a shit. You know what bothers us? When you sit there and go, look at me walking down the street as me. Look at me walking down the street as me. Now I have a 3-year-old kid. Look at me make him walk down the street as me, but pretend that it's him. Isn't this wonderful? And you're like, shut. And then people go, shut the fuck up. You're annoying and no one cares. And they go, I'm being genocided. Like, oh,
in reality, if most people would walk down that street by each other and not say anything,
nobody would care.
Nobody would give a shit ever. No.
Someone hears it and on a public platform is so bad because you're kind of low-key spreading this oh ha 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 ha, and it's it's not funny when your face is being beaten in the floor and
you know what?
Who's doing that?
Nobody.
Who's doing
Nobody's
that?
doing that. Nobody's beating faces in the floor unless you touched a kid.
Right.
Okay?
Or you grab someone's cock or something.
I mean,
and went, oh, you
there is a difference. But there has always been weirdos.
Right.
I remember growing up in high school, there was a group of weird kids. Nobody said anything to them. They didn't say anything to anyone else.
You know what you always...
Everything was fine.
You know what I always hear when people... attack people? They always go, Bill Maher told me to do this.
Low key, though.
Real time, finna fuck you up.
You can connect any bad thing with any other bad thing.
Of course, there are a lot of bad things.
You know what?
This is one
Mel Brooks did a movie called the producers, and he had a song in it called Springtime for Hitler. If I really tried, I could probably connect Hitler with something sad.
If I really tried.
If I really tried, I could probably connect Hitler with something sad.
But we don't.
That'd be a
because
struggle
that's
for
not
you,
how
right?
we live. That's not how we can live. Because everything can be connected. Everything can be connected to something sad. And then you'll be sad all your life.
should
And that's
stop
why
smoking.
you are.
Yeah, you should really stop doing drugs.
No offense, guys, but like if you have anxiety and mental problems like that, smoking weed does not help you. I've actually witnessed that before. It makes it miles and miles worse because now you're not in your clear frame of mind. It's going to get worse for you.
Now, Armando says, did you see the Bill Maher Club Random episode with Richard Dreyfuss, who was so high that he was falling off his chair and telling Bill that he wanted to have sex with his mom and sister? No.
We should look that up next.
Yeah, I didn't know that we were doing a Bill Maher thing.
I didn't know we were doing Bill Maher either.
Well, he would.
He kind of looks like he'd be Portnoy's dad a little bit, physically.
Pool Scam Sam says Aaron wanted to be Spider Hair guy and he reached for the stars and he achieved it, allegedly. Thank you, Pool Scam Sam. I appreciate that,
You manifested it.
This is democracy manifest.
You've needed a haircut for like 3 months
I
now.
know I have. I'm getting one this weekend.
It's like
Get one this weekend.
it's very thick back there.
Promise, yeah. You should see my ass.
It's tufty.
Dario says Gen Z have been conditioned to be narcissists en masse. It's so sad. You are right.
Here's the thing. I think she's my age or older. I don't think she's Gen Z.
Scott Shelley says a few years back, Bella Thorne did a scam on OnlyFans, charging $200 for photos and then canceling the transactions. It motivated OnlyFans to cap the donations at $50. She basically fucked over thousands of sex workers.
Shit.
I remember that now that you bring it up.
Yep, that's true.
T. Jefferson says, ROTC already did this one, guys. We already did this one months ago. We wanted to, we revisit shit from time to time.
It's fun.
It is fun.
I do want to see that one falling off the chair asking to have sex with his mom.
Well, look, Bill Maher is not bringing back Real Time with Bill Maher because of the writer's strike, but I don't think you need writers for Club Random, so I'm pretty sure he can keep doing that, and I think he is still doing that.
Don't you not need writers for like most of the stuff? I think Johnny had a great point today. I think it was today. Like, you don't need writers for a lot of this shit.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
$5 from Paul. He says, happy 25th wedding anniversary, Jen and Paul. Happy anniversary, you two, and thank you for the $5. Usually we give you money on your anniversary, but
that's pretty cool, though.
Thank you very much. You guys are an even $100 into tomorrow morning's goal. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. 8814. I can't read that name. Says, I have also fucked over thousands of sex workers. You rat bastard.
You're right. You can't read that name.
No.
Well.
Richard Dreyfuss, Bill Maher, Club Random. Is there a I would love for there to be a clip. Bill Maher viewers. This was back in April. Creepy boomers, Bill Maher and Dick Dreyfuss get weirdly sexual. I'm in.
Richard Dreyfuss was on Bill Maher, and boy, did it get out of control. Let's take a
Tim Heidecker is obnoxious, but all right, go ahead.
How are you?
How are you?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Isn't Richard Dreyfuss like 92 years old?
I'm kind of scared of him already.
God bless Richard Dreyfuss. He's in his 90s. Tim, you're going to die a very sad man with lots of mental illness at the age of like 62. So you don't get to talk shit about Richard Dreyfuss. Stop it.
The show we did together?
Which one? The Funny You Don't Look 200? Or my
look at this. Well, I mean,
87.
Yeah.
The posture.
Richard's posture. That is
Who
bad.
gives a shit? He's not. He's in his 90s. He can sit however he wants. He can sit with a butt plug in his asshole if he wants.
His tummy looks so weird right now.
I'm going to see what your tummy looks like at 92.
You told me the other day I'm dying at the age of 78. You told me that.
It was just a prediction. You put me on the spot. You're like, when am I going to die? And I'm like, 78.
Why did we say that?
I don't know. You're a weird guy.
This is the very beginning.
Yeah. Okay. So this is how the show
He
begins.
didn't sink into that.
All right.
That way,
Just like-
It's probably just in the air.
He doesn't. Mar gives him sink into
Can
that.
I find a clip of this without? I really don't like Tim Heidecker. He was a douche to Sam Hyde and just a piece of shit and tried to get him fired. So fuck that guy. Richard Dreyfuss slowly sliding off his chair on Bill Maher's Club Random. Let's do this one. They probably got clips on The Independent. I'll probably have to watch an ad first, but I'll still get to watch the thing.
Loading ad.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, but it's one I can skip in 5 seconds. That's good. I have never seen the Richard Dreyfuss thing. Here we go.
History completely dominated by Jews, making movies for a Protestant America and feeding back the Protestant dream to them. You know, the Jews.
The pillow behind him is really funny.
That is the only way I can listen to Bill Maher go, Jews are selling the Protestant dream back to Protestants. And wow, you mean Jews are subverting a culture and then selling it back to the goy and then making a shitload of money off it? That's weird. They must have learned that recently.
What a weird image.
God bless Richard. I like him. I think this is great. I'm not going to be able to sit like this at 92. I'm going to be dead.
I feel like your spine would snap.
You're right. So God bless the guy.
Took over Hollywood. They invented Hollywood. Whereas we Americans, I've seen struggle when they're doing a British accent or some other accent.
Did he just fart?
I don't know.
Did Richard Dreyfuss just rip ass?
No, I'm hoping it was his foot.
Hold on.
We Americans, I've seen struggle when they're doing a British accent.
He put an ass cheek out and he farted on Bill Maher's chair. Hold on a second. Listen again.
Watch his stomach. It goes up too.
What? He lifts a cheek.
Americans, I've seen struggle when they're doing a British accent.
I don't know. It could have been he was dragging his shoe.
I think that was a poopy pants moment.
Okay.
Struggle when they're doing a British accent or some other.
His stomach goes up. He tilts to one side. That was a fart.
I think we need a poll on this one.
When they're doing a British accent or some other accent and like.
One more time.
Accent or some other accent and like every once in a while they'll lapse out of struggle when they're doing a British accent or struggle when they're doing a British accent or when they're doing a British accent when they're doing a British accent when they're doing a British accent or some.
That's a fart. Richard Dreyfuss just shit his pants on Bill Maher's Club Random.
And then Bill walks right through it like it didn't happen.
Bill's a pro. He's not going to call Richard Dreyfuss out.
That's kind of uncomfortable though when you're around old people and they just kind of lose their faculties and like you've just got to be okay with it because they're old.
Leave him alone. The guy's doing his best.
Have you done that before with
been
an elder?
92 and shit my pants?
Have you been around an elder that did that?
No, I've never been around an old person just farting up a storm. Thank God.
Some other accent and like every once in a while they'll lapse out of it for one word and it's like a clam when you're watching a band, you know, a bad note. Oh God. But they never But they never miss. I never paid that close attention to that aspect.
Look at him. He is still sitting as though he's falling off the chair and Bill is just like, I'm in.
He's
good.
like Gumby. His arms are making this weird S shape. He's got this thing going on.
You got to give him this. Bill's a pro.
He is. He really looks right past this shit.
Yeah.
The movie's about Kennedy, but I'm going to rewatch. Anyway, so the filmmaker was looking to move me. He did. I'll give you that. I just wish I hadn't watched it before bed. And I just hope John F.
All right, I didn't hear the part about him wanting to fuck his mom, though.
Where's the sex?
I want to hear Richard Dreyfuss tell Bill Maher he wants to fuck his mom. That would make my evening, quite frankly. He hasn't given less of a shit since Krippendorf's tribe, says Dario Delfino. Whole gravy legs Dreyfuss strikes again, says Turtle.
Gravy legs.
Yeah, they're saying that was
Dario says a one cheek squeak.
They're saying that was flatulence. People are saying the definitely.
Can we not say that word? Fart is somehow more sexy than that word. Don't say that.
Stone Cold Richard Dreyfuss. Oh boy, I've never seen that before. Thank you to whoever brought that up.
Yeah, but I wanted to see the sex part.
Pool Scam Sam, Dreyfuss has better hair than Spider Imholt, allegedly. Thank you for the allegedly.
You really slicked your back tonight.
Did I?
Yeah.
A little too much?
Well, look in the camera.
I went way too far
you
back.
Can't don't try to undo it. It's going to be too scraggly and weird.
You know, Einstein couldn't tie his tie in the mirror because he couldn't figure out the opposite thing.
I was hoping that Hobo would be proud that I didn't do my ninja bun tonight, my Viking bun.
Mayor Larry Vaughn with 199 says scientist Matt Hooper made a fool of himself. Also, again, you guys are $100 into tomorrow's goal. Can't thank you enough. Appreciate it. Hobo Chili Recipe says Aaron is the poster child for Bosley hair.
Kumia gets his hair done, doesn't he? You could talk to the
I'm
man
not.
and-
I'm gonna go with what I was
Wait,
given by the good
Can
Lord.
you just for a second though, and I don't think you should do this because you'd lose character.
Yes, of course.
Can you imagine if you filled in the space right here, like this?
Like the way I'm combing
this
it over right
triangle?
now?
Yeah. Can you imagine if that had hair?
I'd look weird.
It's hard to picture.
I'd look weird if I did that. I got a few headlines I want to get to before we go to our next few stories here. Disney stock drops after Disney stock is still dropping.
I don't give a shit about Disney. Am I weird?
CNN posts lowest weekend ratings in key demo in its recorded history. Oh shit, that's not good. Why did Disney stock go down? Oh, they're doubling their theme park spending. You know what that means?
Less people going?
No, if you're
wait.
doubling your theme park spending, what's going to happen to your theme park ticket prices?
Oh, it's going to double.
Yeah. It's already really...
It's unaffordable. You can't go.
People can't go to Disney
Like-
with more than one or two people.
Recently, the only people I see going on like YouTubers and shit that I watch are like single people that go with a couple friends. No kids.
Right.
Can't afford to take your family.
No, not at all. Howard Stern is mad at Bill Maher too now. I guess they're not friends anymore.
Which is weird because I was just sitting here thinking about how much more fun Bill Maher is than Howard Stern.
Yeah, like Bill Maher got older and got more funny because he got like old and curmudgeonly, but still told jokes. And Howard just got old and cunty.
Yeah.
And like an old fuddy-duddy. Like Howard Stern is becoming like a behavioral check guy. Like, don't be this way. Lauren Boebert is an embarrassment and this and that. It's like, dude, you'd have her on your show 15 years ago. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Howard Stern said he has ended his friendship with Bill Maher. Could you imagine being 70 years old and going, I'm not friends with him anymore?
Like it's kindergarten.
Yeah. After the HBO Real-Time host made a comment about the radio shock jock's habit of gushing about his wife on air. Howard Stern goes on about how much he loves his wife, Beth, which he has been doing on the air for like 10 years, Maher said on the Monday episode of his Club Random podcast, during which he interviewed Julian Lennon. But we know Howard had his other wife before Beth, Maher said, alluding to Allison Burns. The two got divorced in 2001. Maher, 67, has never been married. So he's trying to make me seem like I'm the slightly immoral one because I haven't settled down, Maher said. Could we just not gush about the person while the other person can still hear it?
Well, that's shitty though, because if
Yeah, I
you're
don't
divorced,
really-
that first wife doesn't matter.
I get it that Howard Stern gushing about his wife is obnoxious to listen to.
Right.
But only because that's not why I listen to Howard
Exactly.
Stern.
That's why we don't sit here and talk about how
Yeah.
you're such a great husband.
Right,
Can
like-
you imagine if we did that?
Howard Stern, again, there's so many instances where Howard Stern in 1998 would have made fun of Howard Stern 2023.
Absolutely.
So I don't like the Howard Stern taking offense to that. It's like, it just sounds like a couple of
I don't
old
like
men
that,
being way too
and I
sensitive.
don't like the Bill Maher, like, the other person can still hear it. Why would you praise your wife?
Yeah, like why would Bill
What?
Maher give a shit?
Well, yeah, number one, you shouldn't give a shit, and the other person doesn't matter anyways and probably doesn't give a shit.
So I don't. I don't.
That's pretty
those
weird.
two aren't friends anymore, apparently, because of
That's like,
Bill Maher saying some things about.
that is such a childhood thing to say. Like a child goes to their parents and I'm not friends with so-and-so anymore. They were mean.
We're not friends anymore.
And then you're friends next week. You're at the same dinner together.
Taste Fairy's also upset because he says Howard wears a wig and lies about it. Well, they add that to the list.
That really
I
angers
suppose.
some people when people wear hair pieces. Like the Donald Trump thing for a while too, people were claiming he had a hair piece in, but then somebody like tussled his hair really hard and it like didn't move at all.
Do you think that's a
Somebody
wig?
got- No, I don't.
Howard's wearing a wig. I don't either.
Oh,
I think
him?
he dyes the shit out of his hair, but I don't think he's wearing a wig.
I think he probably gets his hair done, but I don't think it's a wig.
Yeah, right. I don't think that's. I wouldn't doubt if
I
he
don't-
like did everything he could to keep it going. He seems like that vain kind of a guy.
Well, if you have the money, why wouldn't you? That's no different than women getting Botox and surgeries.
All
and shit.
right, fine. I'll fill my hair in. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't have to impress me after the next 2 years. You're fine.
$4.99 from Semper. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot we're getting a divorce.
You said that.
Semper Reloaded with $4.99 says the same Stern who said the Columbine guys should have graped some of the girls because they were hot. Right. Like, Howard Stern has even gone as far as to like basically apologize for the way he used to be. It's like, no, fuck you, dude. We like the way you used to be. We all understood it was a show.
Yeah.
We understood you didn't go home and behave this way. That's psychotic. We understood it was a gimmick you were doing. But then you just went, oh yeah, by the way, that was all a gimmick and I'm full of shit. And here's what I really think. Aaron Rodgers should lose his job because he's not vaccinated. Ugh. Nobody Likes Onions, who, by the way, is a member. Thank you, buddy. Says you can't go on and on about each other because you're getting divorced. I knew it. I called it. I'm hungry. That is really funny.
You should see how mean we are to each other off the camera.
I guess NLO and Chad Zumach are having a lover's quarrel right now.
I wouldn't know.
It's a battle between the two biggest pieces of worthless fat shit in the world.
Well, here,
and what are they going to argue about? Who's a bigger hack? That's going to go on forever.
I was going to say, pretend I don't know anything about it, which I don't.
That's all I know.
Oh, you don't know?
I don't know.
You don't know what started it?
I don't know because Kevin Brennan said something about it. I only know because Kevin says
NLO
shit.
brought up to Chad that he still hasn't fucked me this year as he alleged he was going to, which I
maybe
didn't
that's
consent to, and he got upset about it.
And then Chad told Patrick, you're so fat, there's no possible way you can see your dick, so don't lie about it, fatso. And then they just started going back and forth, and now they're locked in a doom spiral.
Both of them having valid points, though.
But that's the problem. Like, if Chad and Patrick Melton go at each other, there's no shortage of ammunition they both have for each other.
Probably all accurate, too.
Right. So that fight will never end because they're both worthless bags of shit who are lucky to still be breathing. So, and by the way, their continued existence on this planet is kind of an affront to God because one of them's so fat that their organs have to be shutting down on them. And the other one is drank enough where his liver shouldn't work anymore. So you put
Dude, he shouldn't be alive.
you put those two things together. Yeah, like D. Gulag says, it's a hog fight.
Yes.
And hog fights don't end.
They're fighting over the trough.
Bug gifting a membership to Greg Bischoff. Nice. I hope your dad is Eric. That would be wonderful.
Thank you, Bug.
Nobody Likes Onion says, Chad was doxing a listener that I have a crush on. Oh,
Ooh.
Does Patty have a quash?
Well, you know,
Patty has a school quash.
I thought he was married. Oh. Don't give me that look. I don't know.
I don't think if you're 500 pounds, you can have a sex drive. I just don't think you can. No. All your drive is finding more food to keep that fire burning. You know, if you weigh 500 pounds, there is no fucking way you can A, see your dick, B, get enough of that sludgy, obese blood to flow down to your genitals to even get hard. And even if you got hard, it couldn't get through all the fat and cellulite to poke through to achieve penetration.
That ain't cum, baby. That's plaque.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick Melton makes Ethan Ralph look like Cindy Crawford. I mean, like this little tiny little stick model.
Yeah.
The hog versus the retarded mud shark, says Farva. Fair enough. All right. We've got so much going on. I just get so excited when I can throw shots at those
Here,
two.
buddy, I'll help you out.
Some of the biggest retards I can think of. Yeah.
There you go. No, I was helping out this crack monkey person.
Oh, he doesn't like me?
No, he doesn't like me.
Oh, well.
Put the mute button on your wife. She's boring. She wears wigs.
Oh, did you put the mute button on him then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, that kind of backfired.
I helped him out.
Hidden Figures says the facial hair on Melton's face isn't his most obvious beard. See, but that's the problem is you could say something equally horrific about Chad Zumach. So those two fighting each other, it will never end.
Which one sleeps on a futon?
In fairness, Patrick Melton couldn't sit on a futon. It's the airplane seat problem.
That's true. It would collapse in on itself.
Right. It would be basically the World Trade Centers. It would just go.
Which one was the real tragedy here?
Right, exactly.
Which one killed more people?
Patrick Melton fell at the rate of gravity. Explain how that's possible. I don't know. He's huge like a boulder. Probably. Pool Scam Sam saying Melton comes nacho cheese. Allegedly. Oh.
Well, then you'd be all for it, right? Aaron loves a good nacho cheese.
I like queso more. That's why I go to Chad's house.
Queso, love some.
I can't say your first name, but loves chiclets. Says Aaron is the goofiest looking white boy I've ever seen. That's pretty accurate. Goofiest looking white boy. I'll take the title. D. Gulag says Fatty Melt does have a fruity lisp. Yeah, you know, it's brave that he can actually go out and speak with that kind of disability because he does sound like an utter fruitcake with that awful lisp, and he gets a high pitched whine to him when anyone criticizes him. He's very funny because his whole gimmick is he melts down. I think that's a weird. At least Chad has a gimmick of, he's a complete and utter failure asshole.
I don't remember these two until you bring him up to me on the show. And whenever you do bring him up, all I can see is that toothpick arm picture when he's sitting at the, what is that, blackjack table, poker?
Yeah, poker
Whatever
table.
It was, just little toothpicky arms.
The little toothpicky arms were embarrassing. Turtle says Fatty Melt has a crush on every chair he uses. Oh, it's more of a crunch.
He prefers crushed velvet.
It's every velvet he touches. Hidden Figure says Melton stood on the strip in Vegas and passersby asked what his room rates were. Oh, no.
That's just mean.
Pool Scam Sam says Aaron Queso Drainer Imholt. Rupert says if Melton tried to do a push-up, his arms would break under his own body weight. See, now it's just mean-spirited.
That's just bullying, really.
Jew EC says Patrick is hiding his natural gay look behind his obesity, but the lisp gives it away. These guys are remarkably accurate.
It's true. And it is weird that once you pass a certain point of obesity, you do get that lisp, don't you? It's like there's too much fat on your face.
Patton Oswalt, the kind of fat that Patrick is, and you guys can steal this one if you want. Patton Oswalt calls it B-word fat, where you're so fat your B-words have obesity in them. Like your B's somehow pop because you're so obese. And
it's because of this
his
move.
face is so fat that he actually has a lisp from how obese he is. That's where that lisp comes from, is being so unhealthy.
Do you remember when we had that morbidly obese chick on here?
Patrick Melton.
No.
Oh, sorry.
The black one that was the new spokesperson for Dove and how she talked weird too.
Yeah.
I really do believe that it's like when the fat gathers on your cheeks here, it just kind of, it impacts how your lips move.
Oh, no. Hidden Figure says Melton fell in love and broke it.
That
is so mean-spirited.
That is mean.
Aaron's very fat face writes, how dare you call me a goofy-looking white boy? I didn't do it. They're insulting us, buddy. Rupert says Patrick Melton could stop a bullet with his body fat alone. He is. He's like that ballistics gel.
Oh, so if he was that chick with the gun in her fat folds, he'd have been okay. Turtle says he prefers red velvet, April. Get it? Because he's a fat
He prefers red velvet because he's obese.
Can I get cream cheese?
Yeah, I was
going
to say it's the cream cheese frosting,
God.
right?
It does that for everyone, though, doesn't it? I'd eat the shit out of a red velvet cake right now.
Someone told Patrick it was chilly outside and he ran for a bowl, says Buddy.
Come on.
It's too
easy.
It's too easy. That's why we don't really mention it very much. It just gets childish and too easy.
Do you want another?
Like a guy like that should not talk shit because he's embarrassing and sad to look
I
at.
never understood. Look, I get it. There's plenty of way hotter people out there than you or I. I get it.
Not many.
Fine, you, but I could be surpassed, right? But I'm even me. If you look like that, you cannot be zooming in on me.
You look ridiculous.
You look crazy. Do you want another beer?
I'll take one. Dolly's Llama says it impacts. These guys are insulting Patrick still, so I'm going to be a minute. Dolly's Llama says it impacts how your lips move. Yes, it makes you stuff more food in them. See, this is... Aaron's very fat face writes, sorry, my face hurts. It's so fat. It hurts. Hidden Figure says Melton has a movie credit. Bruce Willis and his team bombed him in space. No, wait a minute. Hidden Figures, that was a CGI asteroid in Armageddon. See, now it's not even fair. Okay. Jew EC says Patrick once missed a stream because he was stuck in the bathtub. See, now this is beneath me. This is beneath me. Buddy Travis says, heard Patrick was also shock absorbers on his toilet seat to avoid quakes. Cast and Blast says, loading crack rock into crack pipe now. Let us know how it goes, my friend. Pool Scam Sam says, my reward to you is a free pool cleaning. Hey, wait a minute. I worried about you.
What did I miss?
D. Gulag says, I'm 128 pounds and my arms are bigger than Melton's. See, now this is
same here though. That's exactly where I'm at. Little lighter though.
By the way, he has still not. I said yes to Alex's arrangement, and Patrick is still running scared. That's the update.
Why?
I mean,
dude, a man of that mass has to crush you,
I
right?
would crucify
All he has to do
that
is
man.
sit on you.
I would clown, I think, the entire time, and it would probably still end in a knockout.
I think you should actually put makeup on.
Yeah, I would
clown
actually wear makeup, and here's how bad it would be.
It would still be intact.
That
when you're
makeup
done.
would be totally fine by
Right.
the time it was over. Actually, you know what? I'd wear the red nose, and the red nose would still be on my face by the time the fight
Those
was
things
over.
fall off remarkably easy too.
They do, really. Hulkamasha Baby says, Patrick once captured Princess Leia and had her chained up. See, this is juvenile. Melton affects tides. Delco Lou says, better watch it. NLO is currently contacting his attorneys Hagen and Das about this fat shaming.
Oh, the massive Melton affects the pattern of my deers as they move around.
Optic Nerve says, Melton looks like 2 toothpicks stuck in a potato.
He does though. That's what I pictured.
It is. He looks like a
Like,
he
I'm
looks
sorry,
like a stick
dude.
figure.
None of this would be coming for you if you hadn't done this to us.
Hidden Figure says, you can't afford to get Melton to Minnesota. Do you know how much it costs to rent a C-130 from the military?
If you were covering his shit though, like you'd have to pay for a whole row in that plane. Like not even a question.
Toxic Blood said, who the hell is Melton and why is he supplying cottage cheese from the underside of his boobs to starving kids in Minneapolis?
Oh my God. Oh, I'm actually sick.
Wheat Dip says, hey, he's very popular at the beach. For shade. Oh, see now that's...
Oh, did that have to come
until
to an
they
end?
come by in that big truck and they get that big black tarp underneath them and haul him off to the ocean again.
With the loud beeps.
Yeah.
Beep.
That's very
beep.
sad. And he always had...
Melton washed up ashore again.
And it's humiliating because he has to yell, I'm not a whale, you guys. It's me, Patrick, again. And they're like, all right, this is the last fucking time.
It's me, Patrick.
It's me, Patrick.
He just sounds like Patrick Star.
Do you guys have a hoagie? He looks like a hoagie guy. Hadouken says Melton was a badass when he was tag team champ with Scotty 2 Hotty. That was Rikishi. And he was in much better shape than him.
Rikishi.
Melton was the best part of Ghostbusters. That was the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man.
He did save the day though.
Turtle says Melton makes Frederica Bimmel look slender. Were you about a size 14? 1400. Dario says, I don't know Patrick Melton, so I can't make fun of his morbidly obesity sad sack ass.
Sounds like you're right on point.
KYP Stu, we cannot, I have to delete that one. I love you, buddy, but that one is actually, that's actionable right there. I'm helping you.
He just went for it.
Hidden Figure says, Melton went to a Carrot Top show in Vegas with Zumach. People thought it was a McDonald's promo featuring Grimace, Ronald, and the Hamburglar.
He is the body shape of Grimace, though.
He is the Grimace.
And if you keep eating like that, though, you're going to be that color soon.
Hobo Chili Recipe says, you mean the guy Patrick Melton, the guy that has a body like Baloo from Tailspin? Patrick.
Oh my
Producer
God.
Robert says, where does Melton display the Oscar award he won this year? That was Brendan Fraser for The Whale.
Very Augustus Gloopy.
Loaded Wrench says, remember when Melton fell down in New Jersey and the guy yelled, oh, the humanity? That was the Hindenburg. That is not very nice. Remember when Patrick Melton sunk the Titanic?
Oh my God.
Turtle says, the only thing that can escape Melton's gravitational pull is a light snack. Baked potato chips.
Oh my God. Do you remember those TGI Friday potato skins chips? Oh. Did you eat those?
No, because I was always near Patrick Melton. He ate them all.
Oh, he ate them all.
Cast and Blast says it happened. Melton just ate my cat. Oh, God, that is breaking news.
Remember when the earthquake alarm went off at the Garth Brooks concert? They thought it was from the volume.
Yeah.
Melton was taking a seat.
It's Garth Brooks guy. See, I didn't know
You're a
that.
big Garth Brooks guy, yeah.
He's a big everything guy. Hulkamasha Baby says Melton once jumped in the ocean and sunk New Orleans. See, I thought that was Hurricane Katrina.
Oh.
I've never been so wrong about anything in all my life.
Do you remember when that ship got stuck in the Suez Canal and everyone said it was a ship stuck in the Suez Canal?
It
No, that
wasn't?
was Patrick Melton.
It was Patrick Melton? Oh, he stopped international trade for a long period of time.
Yes, he did.
He cost the economy billions of dollars. That's terrible.
You know that one?
Melton killed the dinosaurs.
You know, everyone thought that one planet that was shamed into not being a planet anymore was Pluto. It was actually Patrick Melton.
It was Melton. Oh, okay.
That's why they had to say it wasn't a planet. They found out it was human. Just floating around space.
Taste Fairy just writes, Melton's fat. Yeah, I think that's what we're trying to get at.
What? You know, I might have a 5 head going on here, but like I don't have high blood pressure. So.
He can't be healthy. No, Kevin Brennan has made it
I'm actually very fit. I felt like a fucking tank today, actually.
Kevin Brennan has said this many times. This is where I get any of my intel, is from old KB. Kevin Brennan clarified that Patrick Melton does not have health insurance. You talk about playing Russian roulette. Patrick Melton, if he had insurance and literally spun a revolver every day with one bullet in it and put it under his chin and pulled the trigger, it would be safer than a guy who's 500 pounds living without health insurance.
I think you do need health insurance, dude.
Yeah.
Like, even I have health insurance.
Paul R. Nelson says Melton put more restaurants out of business than COVID. Well, I mean, he shouldn't have never dined and dashed. Jericho says, does Melton have a beard or is that a spice rub? Hobo Chili Recipe calling Melton a slump buster.
Oh, no. No, nobody's busting slumps on him. What are you talking about?
Unless a slump is what you call a rack of ribs. Then he is a slump buster.
Somebody went hogging that night.
Oh, yeah. D. Gulag says, never forget, Melton fell into the Twin Towers. Yeah, we bombed a bunch of Arabs for it. Whereas he just went on stage and bombed until he couldn't get comedy gigs anymore.
Stop it, my cheeks hurt.
Kelly Berger says, Melton is a human pufferfish who only inflates when he says something cringe. And by cringe, I mean retarded. Is that why the cheeks are like that? Nobody Likes Onions writes, all right, that's enough. I tried hanging myself already, but the damn chain broke.
Farva says Miley Cyrus rode Melton in a music video.
That is an insult to wrecking balls. They are not that heavy.
That is mean. They're not even that big.
Oh. Loaded Wrench says Melton is always tilted at 23 degrees. That's the move. Or a planet. John Hahn says Melton is the result of putting the Big Show and Chunk from Goonies into the fly chambers and putting them together. Gray Idol says, I say it's win if Melton doesn't have shelf insurance.
Oh, my God.
All right, guys.
Now we're just mean.
I think this has gotten very mean-spirited. Tim the Toolman Taylor says, put Aaron and Patrick in a room together and put a bowl of queso between them. Who would win? Him just inhaling would just bring it naturally towards him.
The gravitational pull.
Yeah, I can't beat his gravitational pull. I'm literally half his size.
Yeah. No, that's not a joke at all.
I weigh about 200, anywhere from 215 to 225.
You're taller
just depend
than
on
him,
what
though,
kind of day I'm
I
having.
think.
No, I think he's 6'4", 6'5".
Ew. And you're that heavy?
I am half his size.
Ooh, that is not easy for that heart to be pumping around that body.
He weighs about 500 pounds.
That is almost 4 of me. What am I? I'm 125 today. I'm a little fat.
I'm less than half his size. That's an embarrassing guy.
Oh, my God.
Hidden Figures. Now they're just doing high school jokes. What do you call Melton doing hula hoop? Saturn. That's. Joe.
He's 4 of me, yeah.
Jew EC says Patrick is so fat his Home Alone attire is a beach towel and compression socks. Actually, I have a.
Do you know people wear compression socks on airplanes, by the way? That makes me nervous that I'm doing something wrong.
I actually have a Patrick Melton performance. He was actually in a commercial once. People don't know this. But Patrick Melton was 100% in a commercial, and I have it here. Don't tell anybody.
No, I'm not.
But I have a commercial that Patrick Melton was in, and I want to give him his credits because I feel like we've been we've been insulting him a lot today. I want to give him his credit. I want to play Patrick Melton, and this is a 2023 commercial.
So it's new.
So Patrick has been getting work. It's not like he's a hack like us who's, just rattling a can on the internet.
I like to see a man get work.
And the guy can sing too. Let's check it out.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily, Jardians.
Wait, but he has dance moves. He dances well.
Works
24/7. He looks good in blue.
He did a really good job. I don't have that drop anymore, unfortunately.
No, do the other.
Cast and Blast says Melton needs a number 8 steel beam to support his load when he performs autoerotic asphyxiation. Jericho says, surely he's not actually 500 pounds. You'd never stop sweating. Who says he doesn't stop sweating? Who says he does stop sweating?
I have no idea what he weighs.
A Melton anagram is no melt, which doesn't mean anything. He is fat, says Alex. Hobo Chili Recipe says, so he's a Puerto Rican Day parade float.
Oh, my God.
He's way past Jardiance, says Delco Lou. Melton was in the Olympics. Oh, I meant Ozempic. See, now that's not. Chino Bisconti goes, wait, that's not him. Yeah. I'm sorry. I told a fib. I fibbed a little.
Please do the other ad that he's in, sir. For me.
Yes, ma'am. Here's
we're in overtime.
Here, we've got this is April's pick. This is actually he did do, you're right. He did do another commercial.
How dare you?
Forgive me.
Thank you.
This was Patrick Melton doing a commercial for health advocacy. This is very good of him. Like I said, he's a better person than we are. Here we are.
55, you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, you may qualify for a free meter from Liberty
But that's
Medical.
not the star.
If you have type 2 diabetes like I have, you're confronted with choices. You can choose to feel sorry for...
Take the gun. Take the gun. That's the choice. Just, it's a cock back and a pull. That's all it is.
Let the man talk. Give
Sorry,
him a chance.
Patrick. Sorry, Patrick.
For yourself. I hope you don't. I hope you choose to get involved with a good doctor.
This is actually Patrick Melton 10 years and 160 pounds ago. Believe it or not.
Find out some things about diabetes and your own body in the bargain. You learn to check your own blood sugar and check it often. That, along with a simple diet and exercise program, can help keep your diabetes under control.
Okay, so all right. So he's done multiple
looked
commercials.
good back then.
He did. He looked a lot better then. He's looking a lot more haggard and beat up and fatter now. That's unfortunate. Loaded Wrench says the Linton Melton's belly button says My Pillow. That's
Barry Bostwick just says Melton.
Melton, of course. Yes. Nobody Likes Onions with 199 says it takes me 2 trips to haul ass.
Thank you.
Doogie Howser said Melton was afraid in Starship Troopers.
Oh my God.
All right.
I heard he was actually an extra in the movie Spaceballs.
Oh, was he really?
His name was Barf.
Oh, poor boy. Apologize to John Candy. That's mean-spirited.
A little bit.
Aryan Privilege says AVN, TB, cancer, diabetic, not type 2, sick it. All right.
What?
Thank you very much. That added a lot.
It was very cool.
That was the best I've ever heard. Melton eats food served on a pallet. Yeah, he hears a forklift going beep, beep. That's his dinner bell. That's the Patrick Melton dinner bill is a forklift bringing down the pallets so he can feed.
I want it to be on a conveyor belt. Like I want there to be endless trays for him.
It's like Pac-Man.
Fat
man.
Oh my God.
Joey C says Nobody Likes Onions is an ironic channel name since diabetes complications, Patrick will end up a vegetable.
He probably should like onions, by the way. They clean your blood, and he could probably use that.
Maybe that's where he's gone wrong. He bought into the gimmick, and it's like, no, dude, that can help you.
I should have, could have helped. Too late now.
He went to a Japanese all-you-can-eat buffet, and the entire staff committed seppuku, says Scott Shelley. This is not funny. He was great as Sherman Klump in The Nutty Professor, though. He did a really good job in that one.
Oh.
He's a good actor. He's a good actor.
Real good in the movie Norbit, too.
Oh, just the best in that one.
Take old biddies.
All right, guys, I think we can move on.
Can we?
Melton got charged with bigamy.
Oh.
Dolly's Llama said he heard the entire staff committed seppuku and he says, I'll have that, please. And we went, yes.
Dude, even the cows being butchered for the steaks. It's just, they're upset. They're smaller than he is.
Before they cut their throat, the cows go, don't feed me to Patrick Melton. I deserve better.
Give me to some pretty hot blonde chick.
I'll take Zumock. Buddy Travis says, I bet Patrick's family reunion looks like the spaceship people on Wall-E. Pool Scam Sam says Pepperidge Farm says hell no.
He actually played really great robots in The Fifth Element too.
Oh, good. Yeah, he was very good in that. Alex, this is a Patrick Melton quote. I didn't know it. There is nothing to fear but an empty buffet itself.
Oh, when all the buffets shut down in Vegas, that had to be devastating.
Oh, I bet you.
Oh,
He's
no.
like, oh, what's for breakfast? Lunch and dinner. And snacks. Hidden Figures says Superman flew around Melton to turn back time. Loaded Wrench says Lizzo points at Melton.
Oh, my God.
She's one of his moons, actually. People don't believe that. Semper Reloaded says, I like it when Patrick Melton says, Hercules, 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 Hercules. It's too easy.
Oh, shit.
It's too easy.
It's hard to leave this topic now.
It is. It's very, very funny.
It just keeps sucking you back in.
All because Kevin Brennan said that they're locked in a feud.
We don't even know what happened.
No, Patrick, not a food. That's why he doesn't want to leave. He thinks he and Chad Zumach are locked in with food.
He thinks there's food coming.
Oh,
yeah.
no, Patrick.
No, remember when there's food coming, that beep, beep will be coming.
Patrick, the forklift isn't here yet. All right, relax.
Don't forget to check that blood sugar.
MLC with Melton. Misery loves calories. Oh. Dolly's Llama. That's the night that the buffets went down in Vegas.
Misery loves cholesterol.
Hobo Chili Recipe says he was the stunt double for Rasputia in Norbit. He did fantastic blackface with chocolate pudding.
I like this one. That's no moon. That's Patrick Melton.
Theodore Roosevelt says, I found Melton hugging a tree in a forest fire as a young child. Erica Trans Patrick. Oh, Melton, I'm sorry, Toxic Blood. Melton, the only man to lube up a 78 Buick Coupe with butter and Crisco to squeeze in and have a snack for the ride. Oh.
He's had all of his apartment doors widened, disability style.
Erica Trans Patrick says, sweet Jesus, I just watched 6 minutes of Patrick Melton's stand-up. The video had 1.4 million views from 4 months ago. Dropped a follow-up video from Patrick a month later, 655 views. Yeah, somebody bought a few views for their YouTube thing.
Or people checked him out the first time and then decided never again.
That could be it, too. KYP Stu says, breaking news, Melton has climbed the Empire State Building again. Oh, no.
Oh, I heard he was in a fight with Mothra in the ocean, actually.
We have Buddy Travis says, I found Melton's first movie. All right, let's take a look.
Come on, Fred. You want to get in shape, you got to move, man. I told him you got to move. You gotta move.
Oh, no, Patrick.
Fred Dukes? That looks like the creature that ate Fred Dukes. Hey, be nice.
Hey, Fat, Fred.
I'm afraid.
You know what? Patrick got smaller for that role. I like it when actors can commit to losing weight. That's good.
Did we forget about Fat Bastard?
Oh, no.
He was a great extra in Austin Powers.
Plenty of ammunition. I am Walter, quoting Al Bundy. I tell it to your face, but my car only has half a tank of gas. Oddly enough, he tested negative for diabetes, says Semper Reloaded. You know what? I've never asked for a second opinion medically before. I would ask for one there.
You know, Jeffrey Dahmer would have never had to kill again.
No, he would have been fed forever. You just see him salting a 500-pound fat shit, and he's like, I'm preserving it. This one's going to last a while.
Packing it in salt. Yeah.
I'm eating Melton jerky. Why is it so chewy? It's 92% fat content. I can't help it.
Oh, God.
Could you imagine how bad Patrick Melton flesh would smell when you cook it because of all that burning fat?
Stop.
Oh.
God damn it.
You know how much soap you could make out of Patrick Melton?
But how clean can you really get with that grease?
While you're making the soap, you have to go, his name was Robert Paulson. His name was Robert Paulson. His name was Robert Paulson.
Fuck. This has almost been our whole overtime.
Melton makes the McGuire twins look like Auschwitz survivors, says Hobo Chili. Jericho says, Patrick wants a liter of cola, not a goddamn large Farva. Oh, no, that's an insult to Farva. He looks tiny compared to him. Officer Krupke, Melton shops tuck-friendly clothes. Fat rolls tuck-friendly. T. Gulag says, Free Melton was my favorite movie as a kid. No, that was a whale. That was Free Willy. Why would you? Dario Delfino says, Melton has another career as a Nintendo character having adventures in Dreamland. That's Kirby.
Hey.
Dare you. Farva says, it rubs the seasoning salt on its skin or else it gets the barbecue sauce again. Erica Trans Patrick, Melton smells like greasy cheese, chorizo, and garlic.
Oh, God.
Hidden Figures with a great Sopranos reference. Melton's spouse, Johnny Sack, is very offended.
I'm just getting disgusted.
Thank you, What's His Nuts, for renewing your membership. I appreciate that.
Shit. Thank
Semper
you.
Reloaded says, I heard he called Nick Avocado a lightweight. They probably weigh about
Which
the
one's
same.
more mentally stable?
Nick Avocado because he's not delusional about who he is.
I'd agree. I'd co-sign that notion.
I'm going to say that.
All the kids in Africa could bathe for 6 generations off the man's.
I think we're finding out that Patrick Melton is a lot more useful to the earth if he's melted down for parts than he is whole. The sum of his parts are greater than the whole.
Just like an old broken down car, sell them off for parts.
Hobo Chili Recipe says Men's Warehouse has separate sections, Big and Tall and Melton. Well, you can't shop Big and Tall because nothing would fit those tiny little T-Rex arms.
No, it doesn't make sense. You can't reach.
My favorite song in the 80s, open the door, get on the floor, everybody do the Melton. Everybody walk the Melton. I'm sorry. You don't take Patrick Melton for a walk. Have you seen those stick legs? You take him for a roll. Oh, don't get caught going downhill, though, or you're going to have to jump like Mario and Donkey Kong.
I heard Weird Al did a song about him. It's actually just called Fat.
Oh, he was going to call it Melton, but he figured nobody would know. Good call, Al. Dario Delfino says Melton needs to watch out. That crazy Captain Ahab guy is on the hunt for him. Look out for Queequeg.
You sound like you're speaking tongues.
Cocktiff says he'll be zooming in on foreheads tomorrow morning. Good luck, fatso. Everybody knows that bothers
That's the
you.
thing. The fucking forehead thing cannot bother me once I know what you've looked like. I mean,
I got bad news for you, buddy.
Dude.
My forehead is a lot smaller than your big-ass titties. Sorry, pal.
Amen.
Optic Nerve says Melton's GPS locator is a seismograph. You know how you know you're getting close to Melton? The water in your glass ripples. You just see it jump. All right, guys. Can we move on, please? This has gotten quite childish.
Out of hand.
Officer Krupke, his tailor is Omar the tent maker.
You know what? I disavow this whole segment. It's just mean.
All right. You know what? Hobo Chili with the Sopranos reference. Did Melton get that 90-pound mole removed from his ass?
Hey, we need to finish that.
We do. Johnny K says for Halloween, Melton will be Kirby. All he needs is the sheet. The ability to suck up and swallow things he has already.
Right.
Melton looks like he just had a litter of pups.
Do you know what them titties be looking like?
Oh, they are just he
suckled
probably,
and saggy.
shirt off, he definitely looks like Fat Bastard.
Oh, have you ever seen the Family Guy episode where the dog, Brian, has no hair anymore and he's just nipples and sagging skin? That's what I picture.
Hidden Figure says King Leonidas held the Persians at Melton's ass crack. Yes, they call Melton's ass crack the hot gates of Thermopylae.
Oh my God. You guys, this is terrible. I'm disgusted.
Optic Nerve says, I love go to the chat overtime. You know, it is becoming
it's
a
the
very
whole
good
thing.
bit.
It really has been the whole thing.
It is becoming a very good bit.
It's a hard one to pull yourself out of.
Mayor Larry Vaughn says they couldn't keep him down, not with 3 barrels in him. You know, you're talking, it's a 1,300 pounder. You know that when you're in the water, Chief. You measure from the tip of his nose to his fat feet. Of course, we didn't know. Patrick's bomb mission had been so secret. No comedy gigs had been scheduled. They didn't even list him for a comedian on his bio. Melton is, Toxic Blood says Melton is so fat that when he walks, he has his own someone following him saying, fee, fi, fo, fum. Every time I walk, I trip on my turn. Yes?
I heard that a video was sent to us from the future about Melton's funeral.
Oh, we have, wow, this is amazing. This is like some three-eyed raven shit.
Yeah, I know, it really is.
This is amazing. So apparently we have a video from the future that was sent from a time traveler about from Patrick Melton's funeral. here we go.
It's strange that we could get this footage for you, but
oh
my God.
I didn't know he was a Viking, but here it is. This is Patrick Melton's funeral.
Not only had a whale of a problem on its hands, it had a stinking whale of a problem.
That's not a way to talk about a human being, sir. He looks so peaceful. Should we zoom in on his forehead for old time's sake?
It'll come at the camera in a little bit. Just wait.
Patrick Melton just looks so peaceful at his funeral.
What to do?
They really went backwards in fashion.
It is good. People are showing up to view him, you know.
Look at that. People are going by to view Patrick Melton.
Since a whale had washed up in Lane County, nobody could remember how to get rid of one.
Oh, guys, that's a human being we're talking about. We're not talking about getting rid of him. We're talking about a person here. All right, so this is how they sent off Patrick Melton at his funeral. Oh, they even had a countdown for him.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody cleared out. This was the end of the viewing. Ashes to ashes.
This is how he wanted it to go.
Let's see. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. They blew up Patrick Melton. Look at all that lard flying around.
Children are screaming.
Oh, my God, Patrick.
Can you hear him just raining down upon us?
That's just his belly just falling down on the ground. Oh, no.
Our camera stopped rolling immediately after the blast.
It was covered in goo and ectoplasm.
I heard he caved in a car.
Oh, no.
Of the entire situation suddenly gave way to
the chunks of Melton you saw fall in there, that was nothing. Those were the size of basketballs and Volkswagens. The main chunk of Patrick Melton is about the size of Texas, sir. It's what we call a global killer. Nothing would survive, not even bacteria.
Oh my God. No life was found.
I want you to name it Melton after my wife, because it's a vicious, funny-sucking bitch from which no humor can escape.
To a run for survival as huge chunks of whale blubber fell everywhere.
Oh, that's not nice. His name is Patrick. His name was Patrick, and that's it. That's not whale blubber. That is terrible.
I think we need to listen to PK Jr. after this about the back blubber.
Yes. Oh. And fuck you and Fat Patrick's mother. I could make I could make a raft from his back blubber. Sail to the long lost worlds on his back, brother. He could use a tree for a back scrubber. All right.
Pieces of meat passed high over our heads while others were falling at our feet. The dunes were rapidly evacuated as spectators.
Do you think even the chunks of him that fell down were obnoxious, try hard, and not funny?
Yes, and those chunks still tried to zoom in on our foreheads.
I hit steel toe.
Escaped both the falling debris and the overwhelming.
Look at that. Pieces of Melton crushed cars.
A mile from the blast site was the target of one large
crushed
chunk.
a car.
The passenger compartment literally smashed.
No, in fairness, that's the car he drove there in. Oh, guys, this has been
This is
mean.
out of hand. I'm sweating.
This has been mean-spirited. It's the best bit he's ever done, though.
Yeah, really.
Jew EC says, don't think that was Patrick. No visible leg ulcers.
Bed sores.
Terrio says, whale blubber was Melton's SoundCloud rapper name. Dario says, Melton would have laid on the beach for weeks. It was the only way. Hidden Figures, Melton's weight the last decade was like Ireland's capital, Dublin. Beautiful.
Aww.
Very good.
That was really good.
Oh, Optic Nerve saying they didn't blow him up. He just farted.
He wasn't even dead then.
I mean, dead man walking, technically. Farva says they tried cremation, but the fat oil burned for 6 months. Oh.
Oh, he's like a Tesla battery. He couldn't put it out.
They had to bury him in sand.
They tried to bury him in sand. It didn't work.
They buried him in lard, but he just ate it.
Oh, my God. Do you know where else I've heard of a Melton sighting?
Where's that?
Beneath Yellowstone.
I had no idea.
Giant caldera.
They keep trying to find him
Melton.
in Loch Ness in the UK, and they can never seem to find the guy. Don't go for a swim so long, Patrick. You're going to get wrinkles. Gino Bisconti says, every time you said, okay, here is Patrick, I start laughing because I'm going to let you in on a little secret. It never is.
Aren't you glad you tuned in tonight, Gino? Which I'm so excited to see him in a few days, aren't you?
I am very excited. And Gino,
Keanu.
Thank you for your team being shitty and my team being shitty. We're going to be sitting in premium seating for about
Fucking
$100.
right. And it's way more fun this way, like having 2 losing teams instead of
Yes.
like one blowing the fuck out of everybody else. This is great.
Phrasing. Farva says Melton has been fighting a bad case of fold mold. Oh. Yeah. That is so troubling.
My
Fold
God.
mold. All right, we got about 3 minutes
I'm
left.
troubled by that.
Not enough time to start anything new.
Why should we?
And why should we? Hold on, give me a pen. Animal story for locals.
No, I think that was just Melton.
And I've neglected so many Meltons.
I saw him in the pens at that guy's place.
Oh, poor guy. He ate all the food. That's why the other animals starved.
That's why everything was barren. Barren wasteland because he ate it all.
Erica Transpatrick says Melton's BMI is higher than his opinion of himself.
Oh my God.
Gino says we are really looking forward to it as well. And honest God, I really want you guys to win. I know I'll wind up rooting for the Chargers, but
Well,
we still
yeah.
need to fire our head coach.
Well, you can still root for the Chargers. We're all together. It'll be fun. That's fine.
Randy Travis says Melton went to Japan. The people panicked and yelled, "The creature is attacking the city." Paul R. Nelson says next Red Bar dying jokes. You know what? Save that for tomorrow night's overtime.
Okay.
How about that?
I'll plan for it. All right. I think that was a winner.
Loaded Wrench says Moses has to part Melton's ass so he can wipe it.
Oh, I heard
John Hahn says Melton thinks BMI stands for Big Macs inhaled. It's not true.
Actually, the Dothraki traveled through him. It's the big red waste.
They call him the Red Waste. Oh, no. Gino says, what I mean is I'm rooting for the Chargers to lose every game so we fire our terrible head coach, but that won't happen.
Well, wouldn't they fire him if you lost every game?
Yeah, I mean,
come on.
in order to lose
You got a
every game,
chance.
you got to lose to the Vikings.
Yeah.
We signed Dalton Reisner, so we're going to be good. Our offensive line's going to be better, unless Darrisaw's out, then we're fucked.
I'm superstitious. You're going to jinx us.
You know what? If we would just fumble once a game, we'd be 2-0 right now. If we could just turn the ball over once or twice a game, we'd be 2-0.
I agree. Without the turnovers, we'd be good. You know what's scaring the piss out of me, though, right now is all these nasty injuries. I'm really scared somebody on ours is next.
None of them are happening to us. Thank you very much.
That Chubb one was fucked.
Yeah, that Chubb
was
was
like,
nasty.
your knee is not supposed to go that direction.
The Titanic hit Patrick Melton. Yeah, we did that one. All right. Gino says, oh, my God, if you guys beat us and they fire Brandon Staley, our head coach, on Monday, we're turning it into a full week bender.
Damn straight.
All right, guys, we're out of here. Thank you very much. You're a hundo into tomorrow already. Thank you so much.
So is Patrick.
We
I'm sorry. Part of him just spills
Thank
over.
you very much. Isn't it weird? Like, if you lost 100 pounds and you'd still be morbidly obese, that's fucked up, dude. All right, guys, thank you very much for a great show. It was awesome. April, thank you as well.
Oh,
Like
thank you.
the stream, subscribe to the channel. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Central.